Go.
All right, let's see.
Never mind.
We should be live now.
Whoa, whoa.
Woo. God, sorry about that, folks. I don't know what happened. I think I might have got up. I might have kicked something. Who knows? Who knows? But in any event, we are back.
Oh my God!
And better than
just
ever.
missed out on the funniest 15 minutes of my life.
It was a pretty hilarious 15 minutes. So yeah, again, apologize, folks. Thanks for tuning back in. If you're tuning back in, if you can find us, but if not, we're talking to nobody. That's cool too. I don't have a problem with that. You know, there is probably some picks for tonight though. We got the Orange Bowl going off.
You do.
Anybody got anything for that or hockey possibly? Or
I think I do. I think I got the old Catholics tonight. I think it was pretty much a pick 'em, isn't it? Right now, maybe +1. I think I might have gotten +1. I'm not sure.
Yeah, 1 point because of the flu going around the locker room in Notre Dame.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this affected anybody I care about?
They were not telling you who it affected, but apparently it did affect one of the starters, they said. So.
Well, it's probably not Riley Leonard, I wouldn't think.
Yeah, I don't know. And Dom, I know you got one. I'm going to actually put this on the screen because there is
balls to the wall.
So many on
What the?
You've been
Plus
Who
6,000.
invited Soak to the house tonight?
Yeah, I've been looking at Jorel's Facebook posts on all his parlays and said, why not?
as long as
See, I took
give him credit for it.
basically every favorite besides the Rams and their money lines, and then Saquon anytime touchdown and Derrick Henry anytime touchdown to kind of juice it a little bit.
Okay.
Wow. That's a lot.
That's a banger right
a lot.
there.
That's a real banger. Dub, you got anything?
I can't remember if I
Welcome back, Lewis.
I don't
know.
think you did.
I don't know if I got that pick in time. So yeah, I would have been leaning toward Notre Dame, but I don't like this flu talk.
Yeah. And then Tones, he has, he's not here tonight, obviously, but he's sending his picks. He's got Notre Dame. This is a parlay, too. Notre Dame -1.5, and then under 45.5. That's +242 at FanDuel, 1 unit. He's got the Oilers and the Penguins over 6.5 total goals, along with the Oilers puck line -1.5, +288. Also at FanDuel, 1 unit. So a couple of parlays for Tones.
Can I circle back to the flu talk here?
Sure.
Dom, you played high school ball, right? Mm-hmm. Sometimes that flu, that puts you on another level, though, right? You hear about these guys sometimes, like, you just, like...
You might be mistaking football for basketball. I was no Michael Jordan. However...
Have you ever
I don't know.
played sick
I mean,
before?
not really. Knock on wood. I got a strong immune system.
That's good.
It's good.
But
But sometimes you
I've
hear
heard
these
that.
guys
Even
have
in
like
the
their
gym.
best games.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, you do.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. More like the gym. Like, I've been sick and played, and it's like sometimes you just don't even feel like you're tired because
Yeah,
you're just
right.
so tired of having the flu.
Right. So you just kind of stay, instead of getting tired, I think you just kind of stay at that same tiredness throughout the entire game.
Or sometimes you just break through. Like, it's all of a sudden like you're sweating out the flu or something, you know? Like,
Yeah.
you're just sweating it out. You hit a
Which is a thing, actually.
breakthrough level of no pain.
Of performance and
performance. There you go.
yeah, until at halftime when you're like in the bathroom.
Wait, did you say pain?
Pants.
Yeah.
You'd say T-Pain, did you? T-Pain? All right, let's
Back
talk
to the
about
beer?
T-Pain. Yeah, let's get this beer in. So anyway, we left off, we were saying this is a bourbon barrel aged dark ale brewed with Earl Grey tea and vanilla from Shorts Brewing. 11.6 ABV. We've certainly had time to taste it. Let me put on the screen our rating system here. Right quick, if I can. Here you go. Dom, you want to go over this rating system for the folks?
Yeah, you got number 5. It's the best score you could give it. I'm driving across town for this. Mm-hmm. Number 4, I'd buy it with no hesitation. Meh, which is a 3. I wouldn't kick it out of bed. 2, I'll choke it down for the show so I don't look like a biatch.
Biatch.
And number 1 is a hard pass, Nasser and Flint's water. Which
Amazingly, we don't kick a lot of things out of bed around here.
No, it's pretty rare. Pretty
It's
rare.
rarefied air, except last week,
I think after this week we have to adjust this rating system.
We might have to do. Yeah, I think you're probably right. Dub, what do you think of?
No, this is T-Pain. This one didn't do it, man. Just didn't hit the mark. I like that one I brought in a couple weeks ago. Holiday, whatever it was.
Yeah.
That was good. Somebody
That was great.
did a good job.
Holiday.
picking that.
What was that called? Holiday
Holiday snack pack or something like that.
Yeah, that was tasty.
This is it's something ain't right. It's almost like
It's almost like
Like-
it was brewed a long time ago and sat on shelves from Halloween.
It
till
was
now.
the only one they had, and I thought the
With
price
good
was
reason.
right. Yeah.
it's a little potent, you know. Like it's almost like I like vanilla, but I don't think I want to take a shot of the vanilla out of the.
I don't know if
cabinet.
I taste it.
No,
No,
Oh, I taste vanilla. Yeah.
I just
I think it's good.
we get to meal.
You think
Bourbon
it's
I think
good?
it's actually pretty good after a couple. It's definitely. I mean, I think it's the bourbon barrel. They're all very high, almost like velocity. It's like you're drinking oil. I mean,
Viscosity. Velocity, speed.
no, it's good for velocity on the engine, viscosity. Yeah, sure.
When you got the flu, the velocity that cranks up.
Velociraptors, right out the all that stuff.
But anyways, they're heavy drinkers for sure. So at first I was a little scared off with the description of that Earl Grey. I don't know what the hell that means. I don't really taste it, but it's you're putting down 12% here, so you're getting your money's worth. It's like 3 beers in one.
12%.
I feel like I'm having the opposite of what you. Like I'm going back and taking sips, hoping that it's just going to get better, and it's not even
Well, I can
close. Like,
promise
every time
you-
I take a sip, it just sends a shiver down my spine, and I don't like
I
it.
think you might be getting sick.
You play for Notre Dame?
I've spent a lot of time in the locker rooms for reasons unknown. But
Wow.
Once you have kids,
As long as it's not the Penn State locker room in the
it's a De La Salle locker
late
room.
90s. Okay.
once you have kids, I don't think there's like a
Basically
certain
the
amount of
same.
certain amount of responsibility and not like letting your kid play when they got the flu. Because this is just contaminating everybody else, contaminating the crowd, the refs, everybody.
What? What are you talking about?
Well, think
The
about
flu?
think about the
Are you,
healthcare work.
are you stepping up on a soapbox to tell your kids to stay home to not play during when they
The
have the
flu,
flu?
you can't play with the
Listen,
flu.
Oh,
you have
come
people in the
on.
healthcare field that are around old, immunocompromised geriatric patients that go in with the flu and colds that could kill these patients. They don't care.
Well, they're wearing a mask, Dom, so it's
They're
okay.
not. I can tell you firsthand, we're not. You think these kids care if they give another 15-year-old a cough?
That's what I mean. I mean, we the
Pneumonia?
parents, we
This
the
isn't
adults,
the 40s.
we the rational.
Not even. This isn't the 1840s. We're not dying from pneumonia anymore.
I'm all for keeping your kids home if they're sick.
From school, maybe not from a sport. Not if they're playing sports.
Yeah. How else are you going to build the immune system?
No, they don't sweat or breathe
See,
on
when
people in
you
basketball.
keep them home and they're not face to face with the person in front of them.
I'm sorry, Daryl, but you'd be if we missed a basketball
Tell them
game
Bionic plate
in high
breaks down
school
again.
for the flu, we'd be made fun of. Like you stayed home because you were sick.
Well, back
Like,
then though, it was cool because of MJ. You had to play with the flu. Like you wanted to get the flu so you could have a flu game.
have a 60
That's very
pointer.
true.
Yeah.
Did you give us a score, Debbie?
That's why we need to adjust it because I needed to go into the negatives.
Really?
This looks like Flint water. However, it's worse than Flint
It
water.
does kind of look like
Much
water.
worse than Flint water. This is disgusting.
Obama been
This is
drinking
horrible.
Shit.
This,
Come on
here's
now.
what it looks like. It's dark, baby. This is some
See
dark,
your doctor if that's what's coming out of your.
dark.
I don't
Yeah.
think I scored it. 1.8. 1.8.
1.8.
See, that's high. I'm like a
I know.
negative 2.
I'm too nice.
I'm a
I've been
little
told that.
negative.
conflicted
too.
on this one
I'm
because
thinking 4.5.
That's
yeah, 4.5.
Pretty good.
the face that. Oh, come on. The face you made though when you first took a sip was not a 4 or 5.
I was expecting an Earl Grey backlash on it, but it never came. I don't really taste the tea part of it. I don't really.
no, I think it just
I
tastes
don't even
like
know
coffee.
if that's yeah. Isn't
a
it a
little bit
flavor
of-
profile? I mean,
Yes, I don't know.
I didn't like it the very first sip I had. I did. It was an unexpected jolt to my.
Jarring?
It's a jarring. But yeah, the more I drink it, the more I kind of like it.
I'll tell you
Well,
what.
maybe
Jimmy,
it's just that 12%.
Yeah, we throw this down. We all throw this down in a couple minutes. The next one will taste delicious.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that.
unfortunately, they're only sold in 4-packs, Richie. I didn't get more than one for us here, but I'm going to go on this one. I'm looking at the scale here. I think I'll go 4. Just a flat 4. I'll buy it. I'll buy it with no hesitation. I buy it. I'd buy it again.
Wow.
I don't know if I've ever been the highest rater.
Yeah, that's pretty rare.
It's hard to get past you. You got.
Well, maybe it's because it's the bourbon barrel aged.
I do
Dark
like
ale.
that. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it adds like you can taste the alcohol a little bit at the end of it.
At
for
the
sure.
end, but not like the ones we had last week, right? Where was that last week? Where you could really taste some sort of off-putting flavor that wasn't. You know what I mean? Am I making sense?
Well, I think the goal when you get up to this high, like 10, 11, 12%, you're trying whatever you can to really kind of hide that alcohol. So you end up with those weird tastes, like in some of them, like with they got too many flavors in there. They're just trying to mask it a little bit. But I don't know, I think most bourbon barrels, you're going to end up with that no matter what you do.
So stay away from bourbon barrels.
Yeah.
If you're me.
And I'm
this,
waiting
this
for-
one just punches you in the throat.
It does. It hits you. It hits you pretty hard. Shorts also makes one with Earl Grey tea. It's called London Fog, which is one of my favorite beers, and I can't find it. It's
yeah, it's
Cool,
probably
dude.
terrible. That's why.
One
Nobody
of your
wants it.
favorite
it's delicious.
Cokes.
One of my. I still wear London Fog every now and then. Members only sometimes, depending. Depending if I'm feeling 80s or not. Do you guys? Let's do this. Let's do some trivia first. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do before trivia? I'm going to catch up on the chat because this is important. We got Realtor Lauren in the house. What's going on, Realtor Lauren? Do you know who T-Pain is, by the way?
She definitely knows who T-Pain is.
She knows who T-Pain is? Okay. All right.
Sure.
She says, hi, guys. Welcome back. Welcome back. Thank you, Realtor Lauren. Very nice. Thanks for following us over to this new stream. And then we got Jonathan Bryant, JB, again in the house. He says, I saw a picture floating around of Penn State's quarterback partying on a boat earlier today. Is that true?
Was he motorboating?
But he says, not sure who wants to pick... not sure who to pick for the money line, Notre Dame or Penn State.
Is it just me or is this chick kind of creeping me out that's singing?
Well, it's like her eyes are just too far apart. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
That and the braces, she looks like an alien.
I'm leaning toward the Notre Dame money
Sam
line.
Castle or whatever?
I don't know how
Well,
the flu affects anything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I was Notre Dame per my parlay,
Yeah.
but I don't know. With the
think they
addition of
just
Penn
saw-
State partying, like it's the Super Bowl parade, I don't know. Was he
That's
throwing a ball?
That's something.
He was
Like Tom
partying
Brady?
earlier today, or was it over the weekend?
I think it had to have been today, right?
No.
Orange Bowl, it's in Florida, so I'm
JB?
sure he was partying on a boat.
If you want to clarify, yeah, I'm not sure if you just saw the picture earlier today or if the partying was actually happening.
I
earlier
believe
today.
the party was happening today.
Today.
Per my sources.
Okay, you're all right.
Probably had time for a good nap. He's probably ready to roll.
Yeah. Yeah, it comes out a
Yeah,
little
I mean,
dry.
Yeah. Play a little loopy.
By the way, Realtor
You
says,
had a couple of these.
I love some T-Pain. Of course she does. I don't know if you like this T-Pain, though, Realtor. It's an
No.
acquired taste, but
Got a cool can.
She wouldn't have nothing to do with this T-Pain. Hey, Dickie V's in the house today. I heard he's cancer free. Shout out to Dickie V.
yeah, shout
Got
out to you, baby.
Skeletor on the can.
Skeletor, yeah.
Is that what's on the can?
Very much. Very close enough.
Oh, see, I didn't I didn't look very closely at this, but yeah, this is obviously a Halloween type of treat here.
Yeah, that's why there was one left because
That is why there was one left.
they bought them in September and haven't sold out till today.
Are you familiar with Shorts Brewing?
Yeah, shorts. Yeah,
You ever have the
shorts parades. One of my favorites.
How about will you ever have the what is the parade soft parade shanty? You ever have that one?
Is that the like lemonade?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's-
It's got like the pink
okay.
and yellow. Yeah, that's my favorite. That's my favorite.
How
shorts.
about the cat's grass? Have you had that
No,
one?
I haven't.
Jimmy doesn't like that one. Jim, father, he doesn't care for a beer. I'm always a little shocked.
Yeah, it's not my favorite.
rarity.
Psychedelic cat's grass?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not my favorite.
Oh, is that the? It's got like the blue label. The cat's got like LSD eyes almost. In
it's
the,
just
the
like
glass.
psychedelic
I've
label.
I've seen it, but I have never had it.
Is it
You
an
don't like
IPA?
yeah.
It's an
I
IPA,
think it is, yeah.
and my wife, enjoys it, and Jimmy does not.
It's not. It's just not my favorite. I wouldn't
Shocking.
buy it. I had a Norm's variety pack yesterday. That's gone now, but that was good. I love Norm's.
Are they
Locally.
made by Shorts?
No.
Was
Made
it
by
Diet
different club.
Norms?
What's that?
Was it Diet Norms?
No, it wasn't Diet Norm's.
Oh, that's not
that
helping
was a
LBs.
setup, by the way. We had that planned ahead a little bit.
We did.
I did.
Oh, no wonder you cut it off at me and Dom.
Right.
I was
yeah.
like, what the hell?
Yeah.
I had New
You know
Year's
what
resolution.
turned me on to that shorts parade though was Natter Days. Believe it or not.
So the parade is like 9%, but the parade
don't
shanty is a different one. Like it's based off the original soft parade,
Yeah.
but it's more
I might have just
tolerable.
had the original. See, I like.
Doubt it. You probably had the shanty because the shanty's like pretty.
Well, didn't I get you one? Mm-hmm. Which one did I get you? Because that's one that
Shandy.
I had. Okay, then that's what
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah, the other one's a little more harsh. Would you say?
Yeah, I mean they're both good depending what you're in the mood for. I always tell the story about Tones. This was back when Soft Parade like kind of first came out, and we were out for a meeting with a vendor of ours that was taking us out, and Tones had something important to do that night. So, and I had Soft Parade before, the regular one, which,
That's
like
like
you said, is
9%.
9%. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Anthony, especially back then, wasn't a big beer guy. So he's like, what should I have? I said, oh, you should have some Soft Parade. You'll like that. It's fruity and, easy drinking. So we had like 4 of them. And then he had to leave. He could barely walk out of the place. It's like, oh, sorry, Toads.
Now, would you have been liable if he'd have gotten into any kind of accident?
I was just a recommendation I made. He asked, and I
He was
answered.
of age.
Much like
Yeah,
our
it's-
picks,
Right. Yes. Much like our picks. Let's
not liable.
speaking of JB says the partying was today, allegedly.
Too soon.
Whoa. Yeah. That's
give
good info,
yourself a
JB. Appreciate
Let's
it.
see, is he stumbling out? We're seeing him run out right. Oh, that's Notre Dame running out.
Yeah. They're all shitting their pants.
Yeah.
Calling the masters of facts, the sultans of stats, the czars of knowledge that isn't learned in college. It's the Numbers Guys Trivia.
Okay, Numbers Guys Trivia. This determines who's going to be buying the beer next week. All I do is I ask a trivia question. These guys have to answer it. If everybody gets it right, I got to buy the beer. If everybody gets it wrong, I got to buy the beer. And if only one person, or the person that doesn't gets it right, person that doesn't get it right has to buy the beer next week. So here is today's Numbers Guys Trivia question. Plus or minus 1 year. Give me some leeway here. Which NFL season was the first to have 6 wild card teams in the playoffs? Playoffs. Plus or minus 1 year. Which NFL season was the first to have 6 wild card teams in the playoffs? And I'll give you guys a clue here. It was 6 wild card teams, and it went back to 4 for a little bit. And then they recently brought back the 6.
You want the original 6
the original time that it went to 6 teams.
Oh, I didn't know it was like that at one point.
Okay, we need to reset here.
Yeah.
Because you're saying wild card, but you're not. Okay, there's never been 6 wild cards, right? You're talking about 6 games?
6 games. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Man, you got to learn how to word these questions properly.
I'm sorry about that. Yeah, in
The original.
I'll tell you what. I'll clarify this even further. So in 2020 is when it came back to the 6. In 2000 and something, when they expanded to 4
Divisions.
4 divisions, that's when they eliminated a wild card team from each conference.
Correct.
Right. So it was before then. How about that?
So what was the question again?
Oh, yeah, I'll put that back on the screen here. Yeah. Hey, Aunt Debbie, how are you? So great to see you. Is that Dom? That is Dom. That is Big Dom. How you doing, Aunt Debbie? Hope you're doing well out there in Texas.
Oh, because you're saying. So you said
3.
before that. What year did they expand to 4 divisions? Did you say that or no?
Yep. So this was before they expanded to 4 divisions, which would have been
2003 or 4, something like that, I think. Right?
Early Houston, when they had Houston or whatever.
Plus or minus 1 year, which NFL season was the first to have 6 wild cards? So you're saying there's 3 on each side.
3
AFC
on each
and
side.
NFC.
Yep. And I can even tell you who they were if you want me to do that.
No,
Well, there's probably more
I
than
don't
that.
think
That
you
pick.
should do that.
Huh?
I don't think you should do that.
You don't think I should do that?
No, I think it's
No.
probably
I won't do that.
making it a little too easy.
Yeah, you've already screwed up. My response was going to be 2020 just because I was
Right.
pulling the cheeky
K-Dub.
one.
See, I would have been messed up on that too, but it does make sense. When there was 2 division winners, there was only probably 4 wild card teams.
Right.
Because that's what it used to be.
The plus or minus 1 year was big because I changed
Yeah,
my
that
answer by
gives
1
you a
year.
range. Right. It gives you a range. And plus, I knew you were going to be on the show, Dom, and I didn't think you'd probably remember this.
Yeah, I have no idea. I
obvious
think this was
reasons.
maybe shortly after.
Well, you say 3 wild card
Within
teams
10
on
years
each-
of you being
but there was
born.
more than 3.
There was.
I don't think so.
There was 2 division winners and 4 teams, and the 2 division winners got the buys.
No, there was always at least 3 divisions on each side. Now there's 4.
There was 3 divisions.
Oh, yeah.
3 and 3. Okay, I'll buy that.
This
I
is a
gotcha.
poorly worded.
I'll tell you
poorly
what, though.
worded
I
There's,
don't
al-
think it's that poorly worded. Hold
there's
on.
also, in 1983, there was a strike year, too.
1983.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I think you said 93.
No,
You kind of mumble
Maybe your
sometimes.
guess is in the 80s.
I've been told
and
that.
I can't be alone.
So
But there was more. I think there was more than 3.
All right.
I don't
I'm
know.
going to do
Plus
this.
or minus a year.
I'm going to do this. So in this particular year, wild card teams were the Dolphins, the Eagles, the Redskins, the Chiefs, the Oilers, and the Saints.
This does not help. any
That
of
was
us, I
in
don't
the
think.
year.
I mean,
The
this
Oilers
is
help, but that's about it.
yeah. That could narrow it down to like a pre-time frame of what 96, something like that. Whenever they were no longer a team, early 2000s, late 90s.
I'm just gonna put a number in here. Whatever. If I gotta buy the beer, I'll protest and I'll bring in some Keystone Light.
Well, I don't know what
Saturdays.
No, those were 6 wild card teams, Dub. Dolphins, Chiefs, Oilers, Eagles, Redskins, Saints.
Yeah, it's a
You
tough
could narrow
question.
it down a lot better.
So the
think.
question was written absolutely correctly.
It was a good question.
Yeah, 100%.
Show the question again.
Plus or minus 1 year. In which season was the first to have 6 wild card teams in the playoffs?
Yeah, the key word is, or the key phrase is, was the first.
Okay.
Because that way you couldn't do 2020 because it wasn't the first.
right.
Okay.
Right.
It's the most recent.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's a key word for sure. Well, I'm glad you clarified because I think we all would have been wrong on 2020 because I wasn't even thinking
Right.
there was less divisions back in the day.
Well, see, that's what I was saying. Like, I wanted to be cheeky and say 2020 because then I couldn't technically. Not that it matters to me. Because let's be real, I'm not buying the beer next week because I won't be here next week. But
That's true.
I wanted to say 2020, and then I reread it and was like, oh, the first. So it can't be 2020 because that wasn't the first. They went back to 6 teams from 4 teams.
Correct.
I have no idea.
Yeah,
So
that's
I'm
interesting.
going to keep my answer. I have no idea.
Hey, Aunt Debbie. We got a lot of chat going on here. K-Dub, what's going on, K-Dub? He said Kev Dog had KCB New Holland. It was over 11%.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
You
New
had that
Holland Dragons.
Yeah, they make the Dragons.
Dragon
What is
Feed or whatever you guys are talking
KCB?
about.
Kentucky
milk.
Colonel.
Bourbon?
Barrel?
Barrel?
I think I got that wrong.
What is it?
KCB.
Oh, KBS? I'm not thinking of the KBS. I don't know. That's the Kentucky bourbon.
Breakfast
Yeah.
stout.
Yeah.
Let's go with that.
That's Founders.
It's
They
a
also
lot
make
of
the
boo-
CBS, the Continental or something.
The TV now.
Is it
Breakfast stout or
Canadian,
something.
I think, right?
Canadian
It's got
breakfast.
the maple
yeah,
syrup,
thank
too.
you. Yep.
Aunt Debbie says, good. I almost said, who's the hottest? So glad I didn't. I'm not that weird, Aunt. And then Aunt Debbie said, oops, almost said, hottie. Who's the hottie is what she was trying to say. Who's the hottie? Which meeting right there
Thank you.
on your
Tell her I said thank
left
you.
at home. Yeah, thank you. I don't think she was talking about you. But K-Dub then says everyone looks great. Yeah. Thanks, K-Dub.
Thank you again.
Yeah, we appreciate that. And we'll
Been looking at too much shit today.
that's right.
Everybody looks good after that.
Rich, they were stuck on you frozen for a little while there.
Yeah, that's true. A shock to the system
Got
that
my
might
good
have been.
side, thankfully, when you froze me.
Dobbs, take it off. Sorry, pal. I don't know if we say anything offensive to you.
It's
All
going
right.
to see Aunt Debbie.
Aunt Debbie's in Texas. Home of the Cotton Bowl coming up here.
Whereabouts in Texas?
It's by Dallas, but not in Dallas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Around there. Texas is a big state, as Rich will tell you.
Cotton Bowl. I've been to the Cotton Bowl before. Not
The
the
original?
game. The original stadium I've been to.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's cool.
For like a Cowboys alumni game. It wasn't anything exciting, but like we got autographs from Roger Staubach and all those guys.
Isn't there a school that used to play right out of the Cotton
I'm sure
Bowl?
there was. I mean, it was. I don't know why you wouldn't use that stadium if it's sitting there. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I can't remember where that was or like what the drive was. I feel like maybe half an hour outside of Dallas or something like that.
The
Little kid.
Rose Bowl. That's
It's USC, right?
UCLA.
CLA. Yep.
And Orange Bowl. I believe that's
Miami.
Miami,
Yeah.
Ohio. No.
No.
Florida. And but the Cotton Bowl, what would that be? Like Baylor or something like that?
I don't know. Curious. Maybe Jim cannot break the TV by looking that up.
I'll give it a shot here.
Jim's got smoke coming out of his ears.
Let's see. Cotton Bowl.
I can't see. I don't think TCU would have used it.
That's obviously tomorrow. Ohio State Buckeyes, Texas Longhorns. They're playing in the Cotton Bowl. Cotton Bowl
But that's
Classic.
played at AT&T Stadium now, right?
Let's see.
The Cotton Bowl.
Yeah.
So the question is, who used the old Cotton Bowl Stadium, Jim?
Cotton Bowl Stadium is in Dallas, Texas. Outdoor stadium.
Okay.
No school that played there regularly.
It's been home to many football teams over the years, including the SMU Mustangs.
Oh, there we go.
SMU.
Yeah, the Cowboys from 1960 to 71, the Dallas Texans from 1952, and then beyond that, also World Cup, Dallas Trinity Football Club currently.
Okay.
SMU, I think, is the answer we were looking for.
Is that what you're looking for?
SMU, the Pony Express.
Yeah, one of the
Arlington
powerhouses of the early 80s before they unfairly got caught.
A couple term papers still floating around out there.
Yeah, and also in the chat, people are confirming this. We got JB says the Cotton Bowl's in Arlington Cowboy Stadium. That's going to be this year, right?
Sure. Yep.
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 And then Aunt Debbie says Texas, Oklahoma rivals.
Red River Shootout. Absolutely.
Yeah, they used to
River
play it
Shootout.
at the Cotton Bowl Stadium as well. Yep.
Play it at the fair, the Texas Fair.
Texas State Fair
Yeah,
Fairgrounds.
I go to that one year. You guys ever catch any wind of that?
No,
Portnoy was there this year.
Texas State Fairgrounds.
Yeah,
No, I didn't know
not the
that.
fair, not the fairgrounds, but yeah, the fairgrounds in general, but the fair itself Biggest fair in America.
America.
And he tried all the famous Texas State Fair fixins.
Oh, okay. Is this on YouTube? Or
Yeah.
Yeah. Check that out at some point here. Speaking of people,
We don't need to promote his stuff.
No, I mean
He ain't promoting us.
he sure doesn't. He should be. If you look at these numbers, the Chi-Chi's Cup is over. By the way, this is the end of the Chi-Chi's Cup. This is what we did.
Wow, we even pulled away.
We did. We pulled away. Poor Silk. So this was our handicapping challenge. This guy Silk, local amateur professional handicapper, challenged us head to head. Every NFL, well, not every NFL game, 4 picks a week against the spread. We finished 42, 28, and 2. That's running at about 58%. Pretty dang good, not to blow our own horn. And then Silk, respectable 51%, 37, 33, and 2.
He did fade down the stretch.
He did, yeah.
He was up around 60% 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's
So
what
were we.
happens.
Did he
That's
include?
a good point. So,
We maintained kept it around. We didn't fall off the tracks like Silk did. We dropped a little bit, but not.
yeah, nothing too bad. Nothing.
Did he include his massive parlay that he won a couple weeks ago?
Can't do it.
No,
He has
couldn't
very
do it.
Against the
specific,
rules.
finite
Not any-
rules.
Yes.
Maybe not a parlay, but 3 of those picks.
Oh, broke it out?
Yeah.
It's less powerful when you break out the parlay.
Sure is.
I don't know if they were part of that. He set the rules, by God, and then it didn't work out for. He wanted to change it midstream.
Because what is this?
Yeah.
14? This is a 14 pick parlay that he hit.
Is that that was like when he had Gibbs and all that for the touchdown?
Yeah, it was
and
like
all
a plus 27,000.
It was in one
27,000.
game too, right? 14 hits on a one game. That's
14 on.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was the Lions Niners. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know how
He
he,
picked,
could have picked any of the.
He picked a good game to do it for, or the Bills game where there was so much
Yeah.
scoring.
You just need to.
Well,
if
but
you
when I
pick
looked
those,
at this, I was like, "There's no way," because he had like Gibbs, anytime scorer, JMO 2 or more touchdowns, and Ricky Pershall, who had a touchdown, who had like 1 touchdown the entire year.
Did he hit that?
Yeah, plus
He hit it.
27,000.
Yeah,
Oh, no shit.
he said he only had like $5
$5
or it was
a dollar
like
or two.
It was
Yeah.
$1 on it, I think.
Yeah,
Oh, that sucks. I bet he wish he put 100 on that now.
$2 to win 570 is what he said.
Well, good for him. I'll tell you, he's a bright guy. I know he had a little trouble here at the end, but he knows his football. There's no question about that. But I did order. We have a plate that's going to go on the cup
oh nice.
to commemorate. And then next year, if he wants to do it again, we'll see if maybe he can add his name to the beloved.
I thought we were going to take
Chi-Chi's
on
Cup, which is sitting
college
right there.
football Joe.
Well, that can't be the Chi-Chi's Cup, though. What would that be?
Well, we got a whole summer to come up with this.
Yeah, that's just, this was kind of last minute. The Chi-Chi's Cup, quite honestly.
Basically,
It took me about
everybody
2
search their
seconds.
home and see what kind of cup is that you want left over, and we'll make it.
It doesn't have to be a cup. It could be a trophy of
or
some
a bowl.
sort. Could be a bowl.
I
Golden
showed you
bowl.
that what my mother-in-law got me for Christmas, right? The one you can put a champagne bottle in it, and then it's divided. It's all like crystal or whatever, and it's
Oh, it's
divided.
like
and
one of those chip and dip things, right? They dip
well,
those in
yeah,
little
but
chips around
the other
side.
half would be ice in theory. Ice, champagne.
Oh, the best.
So you put the bottle in it.
So
Well, maybe that you feel like putting
Yeah.
that up for
I mean, we're just gonna
How
stay.
confident are
It's
you?
gonna stay. He's not gonna take it home if he were to win. They're down to North Carolina, would he?
Well, yeah, I planned that. Jorel was going to get that if he would have won.
My God, it's a Dublin. It's a Dublin.
It's a Dublin. Yeah, it says made in China right on
You were
there.
gonna let him walk away with that?
That actually wasn't from Temu. I said that. That was from Amazon. So it's a little nicer.
The Dublin logo might just be hot glued on there now that I'm looking at it.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there's that much adhesive that's going to stick to glass, so I might have to hot glue on the little nameplates with our record
Well,
on it.
we'll pack it up, and in 200 years, we'll see it on Antique Roadshow, and somebody will be like,
Wow, that's a Dublin?
"The numbers, guys!
Who are they? But I know Dublin. Yeah,
Wow, they only had 270 viewers back then. This is gold.
this was early on.
We were before our time."
That's funny. Okay, we got the wild card weekend coming up. This is like my favorite weekend of football. I love this. This is great.
This is fun.
Yeah,
I think next weekend is the best like quality of football, but this weekend you get like all those upsets, unexpected results. I think so. It's more fun, but the next 2 weeks of football are the best because this week's fun, and then next week is you kind of separate the men from the boys a little bit.
Sure.
This is
Not a lot of
the.
upsets this weekend.
Say again.
So let's hope there's not a lot of upsets this weekend for my wallet's sake.
Yeah,
you're big into the
likes the favorites. Tommy does.
This week I got a few. Yeah.
I feel like this is the week where the dogs bark, though. I mean, they might not win, but they cover, let's say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
And
Here's
then next
winning's
week
all I
it gets corrected.
Here for the folks at home, here's the schedule, by the way. Saturday, starting at 4:30. So I probably won't leave my couch from 4:30 until Monday at about 11:30. We got the Chargers and the Texans. The Texans always go first, don't they? Isn't that kind of the rule? They always got to play on
it's
Saturday.
the game no one wants to watch, usually.
Yeah, but none of these
last
games
year,
are
I
going to
feel like
suck.
we
They
wanted
all
to
look
watch
like
them.
They
they
did
all
last
should
year.
be fun
But
games.
traditionally, the Texans are like and I think this year, I don't know, has anybody got them winning this game? I certainly
No.
don't. Yeah.
the Texans. I like the Texans.
To win
That's
this
just
game
because
against the Chargers.
Just like Tones
Yeah, I mean, I don't
and-
have it in my best bets, but I would lean toward the Texans. I
Really?
think Chargers are just relied on that schedule that wasn't very
Yeah,
good.
but what the Texans showed you, there's no firepower this year. They're all hurt.
Well,
That is concerning. I
I can't get a Daryl Reed on the damn Texans this year. This guy, when they were 7-2, said they were no good.
Yeah.
Now he's picking to beat the Chargers in the wild card round.
I don't know how any Lion fan couldn't watch that Lions Texans game and not think.
Did that really
Wow.
affect you?
I thought that I was impressed considering they already had lost
How were you?
Diggs and they didn't have.
Second half didn't
Dell
sure a
or-
damn point.
Yeah, one of those guys
Or
was
maybe
out.
they got three.
Nico Collins, that's what it was.
I don't know.
And they were without their best defensive player, arguably the feller from Alabama, the defensive.
I mean, I think even with those guys back, because you named basically all the offensive players. I think even with them back, you've got Khalil Mack, right? You've got Joey Bosa
Who's the guy from Texas?
or Nick
Anderson.
Bosa, whatever the
Will
Bosa brother
Anderson.
is. And then,
Oh, you're talking about.
He's on.
talking about
He's on,
Sandy-
he's
I'm
on the
talking about
Chargers.
The Chargers
Gotcha.
and Derwin James. I mean, that's a pretty stacked defense in those three alone. Those are all relatively household names.
Yeah, I think the Chargers, the Texans, been relying on their D quite a bit lately. I mean, their offense has not been what it was.
Yeah, I wonder now, like if we were all pretty down on Bryce Young at the start of the season. I wonder now.
Ooh, are you saying that Shroud
Who you
and
would take?
Young have come back to the median a little
Does
bit?
anybody think that Shroud, like at his best, he's gonna be Deshaun Watson, but at his worst, he's gonna be Deshaun Watson?
Deshaun Watson before the massages or after the
saying,
massages? The big difference.
At his best, he's gonna be Deshaun
Pre-muscles
Watson.
loose from
But at
massage.
his worst, he's going to be Deshaun Watson. Like, I don't know that he's got any kind of checkered past, but I just a little disappointing this year with all the tools he did have at the beginning of the season. I mean, it should be like the best offense in the league. Now, I don't know about the offensive line.
Well, and I said this too. I said to my buddy at the end of last season, I said, I really hope CJ Stroud doesn't have a sophomore slump, which is exactly what he did. And I think that's probably a majority of it is just his sophomore slump.
Well, the other thing is you come off like Daryl said, like Chargers had a weak schedule. Texans had a weak schedule last year. Now they had a tougher
Right.
schedule. I mean, they still got to the playoffs. Gonna give them some credit, but I can't name one guy outside of Will Anderson on that defense, Daryl. I don't know. It's the offense should be stacked. Once again, I don't know if the offensive line, like you said, is any good, but
Well, you've got Laramie Tunsil, right?
love that. I was gonna say it was that guy smoking the weed with the gas mask.
He's got
That was the
alopecia or
best way.
something.
Like, I love when that stuff comes out during the draft because, like, you can tell somebody wants him to fall. You know, love that stuff. But yeah, Tunsil's on offense, sure. I mean, he's got to be about 10 years in the league now. I don't even know if he's considered a top.
I think he was. I think 'cause I don't think he played against us, and that was one of their big,
Okay,
faults of why we
Yeah.
did so well.
but it seems like they get
Not
like
doing so
one decent receiver every week, right? And then the rest of them are hurt. Like, so I mean, I don't even know what Dell's out, but who's back now? Who's their number one?
Well, we can't
Nico? Is
even-
Nico
Collins?
back or something?
Yeah,
Collins.
Collins is back. I don't think we can use that as an excuse though. After watching us
Excuse for what?
not doing good, like having everybody hurt, like that shouldn't mean anything at this point.
They played a great first half. That's all they did.
Mm-hmm.
They
Well,
didn't-
I'm saying the Lions though. In general, I mean, all those players on IR, and we still got the number one
Oh,
seed.
yeah.
So you can't there's not a single team. This might be a hot take, but there's not a single team in the league that could use as injuries as an excuse. And we've got guys that I've never even heard of playing on our defense.
Yeah,
I don't even think Dan Campbell knows their name, and I know people say that all the time, but I seriously don't.
Being there last week, I think Anzalone,
Yeah.
though,
No,
he
he
makes
did
a
for
bigger
sure.
difference than I ever thought he would. I always thought he was a good player, but you could tell like that defense was a lot more formidable. They were in the right spots last week.
Speaking of being there last week, did you happen to check how loud it was when Hutch appeared on the screen for like 2 seconds?
That was probably the second loudest moment. I think the loudest it got was when they sacked Darnold at the 4 when it was like 7-0. Was that 99? The guy from Cleveland made that sack. That was super loud in there. At
How
that
many decibels?
I know when
I don't know,
Hutch was on, there was 119 or 120.
Yeah, see, they even last year they come up and say the decibels hit 136. Like when I'm looking at the screen, even last year, I mean, I saw it in the 120s a couple times, but sure, for a split second it might spike up like super high when I'm not paying attention or something. But
I thought Anzalone was their best defensive player last year, and then this year both safeties. You think, well, and then everybody gets hurt, and then I think
Well, our secondary remained.
the secondary was
Pretty
always,
close.
and I'll tell you what I was most worried about was Arnold being hurt, but it sounds like he's okay
His turf toe?
you can say whatever you want about him, and he's I think half those pass interferences were BS because he was a rookie, but he's always there. You can call pass interference all you want, but he's never like smoked on a play or anything like that. So I think he's a great cornerstone cornerback.
That the first cornerback that they drafted or the second cornerback?
That's the first one. Rick Estraw's the
Rick
second,
Estraw, he
and
comes back this week.
I haven't heard anything about him except
played a
that he
little
plays
bit.
special teams.
And Carlton Davis has a broken jaw. When he comes back, is he supplanted?
he's
he had
gotta
an
be.
awesome year this year.
Yeah,
he had
he's
like
been
one of his
really good.
best years
So
this year.
And
could-
one of his most healthy, too.
Right, and I don't think he's coming back though. But
Oh, really?
No, I think Campbell pretty much said he's done this week.
Really?
And then,
That's shocking.
But they love that guy that they drafted in the 3rd round in 21.
Melifonwu?
They love
The
that
safety?
guy. Yes.
Well, see, that's what I thought they were going to do, was basically put him back there at safety like they did last year, and then
Yep.
move Branch down to nickel, and then kick him
that's
Meek
exactly
out,
what
which
they did. Yeah, they did last week. Yeah, they didn't work great.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. What a marked improvement last week was. on
Where
the
did that come
defensive
from?
side of football.
Anybody think that? Before the game, I was thinking I got to throw 100 on this over, but I didn't, thankfully, because
Yeah,
I'm like,
I
I saw it was
thought so, too.
56. I'm like, that's way high, but I mean, who would have saw 10-9 at halftime, right? That's like,
Well,
wow.
it's an improvement from last year because everybody's talking about how terrible our secondary was, and then this year it's the only one that's healthy and it's
secondary.
standing out
I think that's
from everyone.
I can't even wait for next year already.
No,
I mean,
that's
honestly.
what I'm saying because then you had Hutch healthy and you have Za'Darius who's coming back for a second year.
Plus whoever they draft.
Plus McNeil and Pascal and
Reader.
Reader and who's the other big guy?
Rodrigo's out right now. I mean, he's at Barnes. Like they're loaded. The
No,
defense
they
is
are.
loaded. It's
Yeah,
like ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. That's why when we were talking about this before the thing, I was like, yeah, if one of our coordinators comes back, we'll be fine. We just can't have both of them leave. But as long as one comes back, it doesn't matter who it is to me. Our offense is loaded. Our defense is loaded. If one of them can stay, we'll be fine.
We'll be good.
Oh yeah.
You don't think this is a Patriot situation where you just cut, clip, and replace, bump up the next guy,
In terms
coach
of,
wise?
I think the talent's
And the
there. That you
coordinators?
could probably do that.
I don't know.
I heard it. Yeah. I don't think it would
Think
be a
about all
problem.
those coordinators that were at New England.
Yeah, just came and go
was
all the time.
Any of them ever? Did anybody ever do anything?
Vrabel, right? He was a coordinator, or did he just play there?
I don't think he was a coordinator.
So if you were a GM though, Daryl, like which of the two would you take?
Oh, I mean, the money is with Johnson.
I disagree.
I would actually take Glenn.
yeah,
I
I
think-
think it depends. I think it depends. on where it
I
is.
mean,
No, I agree. You're saying Johnson's
Yeah.
probably the pick, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying that. But no, for you though, like if you were picking, I would.
Aaron Glenn's got one major flaw in his resume.
what, running man to man,
He's
60%
black.
of the time.
He's an African American fella. Do you look at the way these guys get fired? One season is all they get.
I know.
Antonio Pierce had two.
Yeah, Antonio
Yeah,
Pierce.
Or-
retired.
or- a year
he
in
was an
some
interim
games.
the
He
year
did?
before.
No, he was-
Lovey
he was
Smith
like
halfway
What
through.
about Lovey Smith?
One.
He was around. He had 1 year.
1 year
with Houston.
One.
No, when he came back, he had
D'Amico
1 year.
Ryans?
Oh,
D'Amico
with,
Ryans?
with the Bears, he had more than one, but he
Yeah.
had one with Houston.
One with Houston.
D'Amico's good.
Yeah,
D'Amico's
D'Amico's
got
good.
two-
right?
two or
Mike
three.
Tomlin, baby.
Yeah, Mike
Yeah,
Tomlin.
Mike Tomlin.
look at him.
He's been there forever.
He's killing it.
You're on crack.
I
D-Dub.
just saw
Yeah,
there's,
the intravenous.
Drugs.
Drugs.
Daryl's right though. Like
He shot
there's
up
5
before the
guys
show.
that were
Yeah.
1 year, 5 coaches that were fired after their first year, all black.
Yeah, like Flores in Miami, he was ran out after a year. That was a joke. Like some of these guys.
Yeah, and look at him now. He's got one of the best defenses in the league.
Yeah, and the guy.
Rand Carthen got 2 years, so you can't count him.
Maybe they just suck though. Maybe it's not because they're black. Do you think that really has anything to do with it?
Oh my God, we're not gonna make this a big thing now, are we?
Yeah,
Well, I
let's
just
bring
think
up the other
that's-
guys.
I think
What
it's
about
just
Matt
silly.
Nagy. He's an OC now, and he's
Well,
white.
he got more than 1 year.
Did he?
Yeah, because he almost got to the championship the first year.
They still fired him.
Banged it off the post.
Jimmy, maybe you think that the African Americans are getting their fair shake in the NFL. I don't know, but to me, it seems like they're getting a bit of a raw deal.
Anyway, back to Rich's question.
I'm colorblind.
I think it depends on where you're going. Like we had this conversation before you guys showed up. I think if you're Ben Johnson, you've got realistically the Bears or Jacksonville because they have the offensive weapons as an offensive-minded coach.
Right.
That's where you're going to want to go. And if you're Aaron Glenn, you're really stuck with the Raiders, I guess.
You got to take
Having
any job
Max.
available because you're black.
Yeah, according to Daryl. Yeah,
According
I
to
guess.
Daryl, yeah.
But realistically, if he goes, I think he's going to New Orleans with his ties.
I think New
there still.
Orleans is. I think he's. I think he can bring more Campbell energy than. I just can't see Johnson getting like.
Well, I think he's
in
like
your face like
he's
Campbell
like a
is.
McVay or a Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah,
type.
he'll be a quiet type. That's,
that offensive
Sure.
Kyle Shanahan.
Just depends on what kind of guy you're looking for.
I googled Ben Johnson's salary yesterday.
Oh, I did this a couple weeks ago.
5
All
million.
of them.
It
All
said
of them.
It said 5 million first thing.
Yeah. Him and Aaron Glenn are about there.
And
Wow.
that would be 1 million more, I think, than Dan Campbell.
Dan
makes.
Campbell's at $4 million.
So why would you want to leave?
Well, because I started looking up like coaches that have done something, and you look at Kyle Shanahan or Andy Reid or anybody that's been to a Super Bowl or won a Super Bowl. They're all in Sean McVay. They're all in $15 to $20 million.
Well, that's what Ben Johnson supposedly his agent said.
He said he wants $15 million, which
That's after 4 million.
a first-year head
How
coach,
much
you're not
more
going
do
to
you
get
need?
that. Yeah, that's like if Dan Campbell, they'll restructure it and give him probably 15 or 20 after this.
I think obviously I'm not going to say anything new here, but you got to have the coach and the GM on the same
Right,
wavelength, and if you don't, you're just asking for trouble.
right.
Dan Campbell could be somewhere else and just have a bad situation and be run out of the league in 2 years.
Yeah,
No, I
Even
think
though he's not black?
people. Yeah,
2 years. I
Oh,
give him
2 years. You gave him 2. Okay.
you gave him
All right.
an
Just
extra
checking.
one.
I mean, people rail on Ben Johnson for not taking those jobs, but like he's making $5 million in a perfect spot. Like,
Yeah.
if you go to the wrong spot, like the Bears, for instance, who kept their GM, he's not going to
Yeah.
go there.
Right.
I know he's not going to go there. He might go to Jacksonville but maybe, I don't know. They kept their GM too, so he's already stated he wants something like there is in Detroit, and those guys came out at the same point.
Well, and I think
I mean, you
point.
could be right on the league. You have a couple bad years in Jacksonville, you could be gone. No one ever hears you again. Sure, you'll be a quarterback coach somewhere.
or
Yeah,
coordinator or something. Yeah, but
Sure.
I think with him too, and with both of our coordinators, I think especially last year, in my opinion, this I don't think was said anywhere, but I think a biggest part in them staying was probably the whole rewriting history and doing something that hasn't been done before, especially for the franchise. And I think that's bigger to most people than anything else than just money is. Because you think, I mean, $5 million a year.
It's a lot of
How,
money.
exactly.
Yeah.
How much more could you possibly want unless you're just really just trying to sit there and have FU money?
Yeah.
I think it's a myriad of things.
Look
Good
that up.
GM, good culture coach.
Yeah. And it's something that you built. Like you're a part of what you
Yeah,
that,
if
you
you-
built that for the last 3-4 years.
Being on a team where you enjoy, it's kind of like the numbers guys. You got a team.
A team approach. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Speaking of teams, I'm going to catch up here on the chat because we have a question, and hopefully JB didn't leave yet. He says, a question for the guys. What's more important as a fan? You get that, Daryl?
What's more important
As a fan.
as a fan?
Okay, pay attention. Is it winning the national championship or beating your rival? For an example, this was an easy example. Ohio State winning the Natty, but losing to Michigan, or vice versa.
It's easy for me.
For me too.
What is it, Rich?
Give me the championship. I don't care. I don't care if I lose to Michigan. I'd much rather win the national championship. Best team. You're the best team in football. I don't care. So what's Michigan somehow figured it out for 1 weekend? Ryan Day was a dumbass for 1 weekend, not playing the way he should be. Nothing beats. Championships are forever. No one cares about a rivalry game 10 years ago.
I'd be curious what Dom has to say, but I don't think it's a real. I don't think it's a real question. I mean, I think for maybe for Michigan fan this year, it's a thing.
What do you think Tones would say?
All I could say is this: Michigan's won, and some certain amount of days in a row where the Ohio State hasn't won.
Well, yeah, before that, Ohio State had that over their head, too.
I mean,
it goes both ways.
Wasn't it 10 years or something
Yeah.
with Ohio State?
Right.
Or maybe they had 1 year in between, like 12 years or something
Sure.
like that.
I know
So it's a good thing for your pride in the moment when you're not winning national championships. But obviously, national championship is something you're going to remember forever.
Right.
Versus a win you're going to remember maybe amongst your friends for a few years. But
I'd take the natty. They
of course.
You print natty natty champs on a T-shirt. You don't put Ohio State 42, Michigan 48, or whatever the hell it was, on a T-shirt.
It'll be interesting to see if with this college football playoff the way it is now and 16 teams or whatever it is, like in college basketball, if you go to the Final Four, that was like a thing. You got a Final Four. Mm-hmm. I always thought well, that means you didn't win the next 2 games or whatever.
But you could make it a thing. We could do a 64 team.
That's my
college football playoffs.
That's my idea.
Jim, to answer your question, I think Tones would take the national champ. He's experienced both, but he was on a high last year. He was excited about beating Ohio State, but he was off his rocker when they won the championship.
Yeah, because you think you're going to play your rival at least once a year. You're not going to play in the natty once a year.
Yeah,
so
that's a special thing. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with these guys too, JB. Realtor says the entire. This is going back to the loudness of Ford Field. She says that the entire building could feel the difference with Anal Zone. I'm sorry, I read that wrong.
I think you said it right.
Anzalone.
Okay.
Boy, I effed that one up. Sorry, Realtor.
Well, they
I gotta get a refund on my
specifically did the defense and made sure he was last. So.
I got a question for Rich.
Yeah.
When you walk out of that Ford Field after a game like that, do you feel like your hearing is? Are you missing some hearing?
I am not, but my oldest says she can. She has ringing in the ears and things like that afterwards. So I think it's just your sensitivity level. I've never really had a problem with that at concerts and stuff like that, though.
Mm-mm. Well, concerts I feel like I have, but not leaving Ford Field.
One concert I did, and that was because I was right next to the speaker.
Hey, you can feel it in your chest.
Could feel it, vibrating on. And then the next day, I had some ringing in my ears, but that's because I was literally standing next to the speaker for the whole concert. So
you're probably not going to lose a lot of hearing at Taylor Swift.
No, a lot of dancing going on, though. A lot of sweating to the music. You got to get down. You got to shake it off, baby.
Down.
Hold on a second here. I might try this. Let's see. Okay, let me finish reading these first. Realtor Lauren says that she thought the loudest was when Anzalone was announced before the game started. Yeah, we just kind of mentioned that. Mm-hmm. Hey, K-Dub, what's up, K-Dub? She said, he said they need to get a hold of Al Sharpton. Yeah, he'll help with that. Hold on, Al. And then Chris Pena, what's going on? He says, what up, boys? Sorry about the Falcons and UGA. Tough year for.
Yeah.
You guys watch The Witching Hour?
Last week? No, I was out.
Oh.
Missed it.
Dom?
I don't know what that is.
Jimmy?
I know what The Witching Hour is. Did I watch it last
About
week?
what, 3:15-ish or so it starts up?
Yeah, right around
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
It's the last hour of the 1 o'clock games before the 4 o'clock games start.
Okay.
Or sometimes they do start.
That's when all the crazy shit goes down.
Wins become losses and losses become wins. This week it was playoff berths become non-playoff berths.
Yeah, Tampa and Atlanta kind of flipped going into
That
that fourth
was
quarter. Atlanta
nuts.
looked like they had it, but I don't know. I was driving to the game, but next thing I know is Carolina's got 38 points. And then Tampa was down, 10 or something entering the fourth? 10, 11, 12?
I don't know, but it was nice of them to get Mike Evans his $3 million bonus.
Yeah, I had him in a parlay last week, but Jameer Gibbs was the only one that decided to score a touchdown in our game. So
We've talked about the Lions for quite a while now, but this has never been done on live, I don't think, on YouTube before. You guys want to take a hearing test online real quick while we're on the...
it's like the school
Well,
hearing
try it.
test. That they bring the special
Or is
kids
this
and
gonna
they're
test
really
our sense
Is
of
this going to
Okay.
be like?
experiments?
Is this going to cause hearing
This
damage?
is 8,000 hertz. Can you guys hear that?
I can hear that in my left ear.
You can hear that? Okay, that means that you're alive and not hearing impaired.
Okay.
Okay, this is 12,000 hertz. Can you guys hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah, my eyes are starting to water.
Which year?
This is 15,000.
Which year?
Can you hear it? Mm-hmm. Both ears. This
No.
is 16,000. I
Yeah,
can't hear it.
I can
I
hear it.
can't hear it.
Oh, Dom, you can hear it?
I can hear it.
17,000? Can you hear it?
Yep.
18,000?
Crickets.
19,000?
If I couldn't
I hear
hear
nothing.
18, I'm not going to
Interesting.
hear 19.
Okay.
My dog is going crazy at home now.
That's like a dog whistle level. And then, Chris Pena says he's now a Lions fan till the end of the season.
Oh, welcome
That's
aboard,
nice.
CP.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
Playing
We could
everyone
use-
a wagon
America's
over here.
team, baby.
Rich might have an extra ticket for you.
Yeah, next time you're in town. There was one time Chris Pena stopped in. He lives in Atlanta, right? But me and Tones know him from
Atlanta,
various
GA?
things. Yeah, Georgia. He was in Germany for Oktoberfest, and he had a layover in Detroit. If you can believe that.
In September, though, right? Oktoberfest in
I
September.
think it was actually in September. Yeah, like the what's the name of that song? September. Yeah. Anyway,
Wake Me Up when September ends, that one.
no, not that one. Not that one. But
horrible.
I guess other people. That's right. I forgot. Other people could hear the hearing test.
Yeah, everybody's playing along at home. I saw that.
Brand-
I feel bad. I was out at 15K. No wonder I don't go deaf. I can't hear anything.
yeah. Brandon Casa, congratulations, man. He says he can hear 18,000.
Yeah,
Nice.
him and Dom are on the same page there.
That's pretty good. He says, Chris, by the way, says that the future looks bright with Penix, though. I agree with that, man. He's looking good.
They
Kirk
gotta
Cousins
fix
said
that
at the beginning of the
defense.
season, too, but
Yeah. He put up the points. The defense was terrible.
Yeah.
First game, he didn't put up any real statistics, but they
I mean,
won.
they got, to 28 still? And went overtime? Defense just didn't get the job done.
No, I mean the game that they won. The game they won the week before.
Oh, okay.
He didn't have any numbers, but they won the game. I think
Sure.
that's what he's going to be, a winner. I like that guy. I thought he threw the most accurate.
So what do you do with Kurt Cobain's then?
Kurt
Cut
Cobain.
him.
He
No, not Kurt Cobain. He met his untimely demise via self-inflicted wound to the head. Kirko Chains.
You saying
Kirk
turbo?
Cousins.
Oh, I thought you said turbo chains.
Turbo Chains. It sounds like a Fortnite character.
Cousins,
Yeah, it's like
Cousins
T-Pain.
cut his ass.
T-Pain?
Really? After his massive contract?
I don't know how
It's like
the-
$90 million guaranteed, I think.
Depends on how much it has to hit the cap. You don't want to make a big cap
I don't think
splash.
anybody's trading for that contract.
Maybe the Browns.
I'd shop him, and I mean, I'd offer to eat half of it, but I mean, other than that, keep him as a backup. I mean, now Penix has been shown
a
to
lot
be.
of money for a backup, though.
Well, Penix ain't making anything.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, I mean, I
Brock
need to
Purdy
see the
approach.
numbers. Like, well, how much am I eating if I cut this guy? You know, it's probably a 1 year hit of 50 million or something like that.
Well, if it's $90 million guaranteed, he's guaranteed 90 from them, right?
Yeah, but I don't know how doesn't it spread out over the 4 years when you cut somebody and stuff.
I don't know.
Right.
Jim, is it possible that
Yes, sir.
the Niners don't re-sign
Purdy?
Brock Purdy?
I would
Look at
so.
John Lynch in that press box. It didn't look like he was interested.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I would find that hard to believe that they wouldn't
Yeah.
re-sign him. But you never know. I just want to.
Out of all the teams that won it, though, real quick, I would say that they could be one because you could probably put anybody in that offense. Even Trey Lance, you could probably
what I
trade
said.
back from right now. He looked all right with the Cowboys. Just,
I said he's a successful QB, and I still stand by that.
K-Dub says with Alan Almond,
Oh, pillow talk.
pillow talk.
oh, baby.
Alan Almond.
Grab your loved one.
I already said that Brandon, he can hear the 18K. Congratulations, Brandon. Quiz says, did you guys drink the German beer? That's what I was saying. I started to say. So anyway, Chris on his way back from Germany, from Oktoberfest, stops in Detroit. Me and Tones, Mrs. Midwest, we go down there. We meet up with Quiz, end up taking him to, buddies. We went to the speakeasy. Might have had a few too many cocktails. But he brought us some German beer, which Quiz, that was the moral of my story. It's actually at my house still. I haven't opened it, and I'm waiting for next time you're in Detroit. So it'll be there. Unless you want us to drink it on the show. We could do that too.
How old is this?
Probably 2. Was that 2 years, Quiz? I think it was probably.
Did he bring you a
drinking
Stein,
that.
too? We got to drink it out of Steins, right?
Yeah, I got a Stein at home.
I'm not drinking
glass
that.
boot?
Is
Is that
that
what that is?
pasteurized?
I don't know if it's pasteurized or not, but I've been saving it. I have not drank it.
I
We have
think
not
Don's
drank
got the
it.
right idea. We'll get a Das Boot to drink out of, and then we'll have that as our championship trophy for college after.
For college, with College Football Joe. And then he also says if Kirk can't get traded, The Falcons are talking about keeping him as a backup quarterback.
I read that. I guess it depends on his attitude. If he's going to be.
I think Chris is Kurt's. He's usually a holy player, holy roller. He's all right.
Yeah, I think he's a.
Who cares? That
Bad
guy's made
guy.
like $1 billion in salaries for being an
Right.
average. And now the best quarterback that's coming out of Michigan State, but I mean, very average NFL quarterback overall. I mean, he can get you to the playoffs. That's about it.
He's a good guy.
I like him.
You know him personally?
I've had my run-ins with him.
I know he likes his chains. Let me go back to this because I was going to do this NFL in 30-minute style, but I think we just kind of started doing this.
Did
anyway.
Lions in 30 minutes.
Yeah, there's a lot of Lions talk. What about the Steelers and the Ravens? They're going to be on Amazon Prime Video, so you have to have Prime Video to watch this. Prime time, though, on Saturday. Anybody excited about this?
About the Prime Video?
No, not about Prime Video necessarily, but about the Ravens game.
I think this is one of the worst games on the docket as well. I mean, I think
I'll put these up here.
I think we know the Steelers are heading downhill, and I mean, I don't know if the Ravens can get to the Super Bowl, but I think they're gonna win by 6 or 7 on this game. And I did see an interesting thing I'll share with you guys is every 12 years they've won the Super Bowl the last 2, and then Lamar's and the quarterback was 28 years old. So if you go back 12 years from today, it was Flacco at 28. 12 years before that was Dilfer at 28. So they're due. In that cycle, Lamar's 28, and it's been 12 years since they won the Super Bowl. So
That's interesting.
little interesting nugget there I thought I'd share with you guys on this game because I don't think it's gonna be boring other than that.
Anybody got a side or a betting take on it?
How about my Steelers bet that came through that Rich was busting my chops about?
I thought. Okay, you're
Under-
talking. You're talking about the season win total.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
let's-
lost
let's bring
5.
that up.
Was it 5 in a row at the end?
Something like that. 4
Yeah.
maybe?
Yeah.
4?
I stand corrected. I'll eat crow on that one. I can't believe they. I guess they came back to the median at the end of the year, but
It wasn't worth the sweat, I'll tell you that much. I had to watch them lose 4 weeks in a row.
We watched that at the bowling alley, the last one. Me and
Yeah.
Dub. That was when your daughter beat your son and my son at bowling,
Yeah.
which was a little embarrassing, I think, for the two of them.
She's kind of good at them kind of sports,
Yeah,
billiards,
big bowler.
bowling.
Yeah, I was impressed.
Yeah.
I was impressed. Anybody else want to add? Dominic, anything you want to say about it?
I mean, I don't like the spread, but
Yeah, it's a lot.
I
10
think if you
points
take a money
especially.
line,
Is it
That's a
still,
lot.
line,
is
it's
it
gonna be
10
fine.
somewhere?
especially
Yeah,
for
it's
I mean, it's the
9.5,
third time
yeah.
they played each other. I mean, I would line wise, I'd probably take the Steelers.
Absolutely. Take the 10 if you can get it. I think it was down to 9.5, but
It's actually 9.5 most places, but there was a 10 on the board. I
Really?
just
Where?
put it up there. I'll put it back up here for you.
And I'll do you guys know Lamar Jackson's career playoff record?
Lamar Jackson, did he lose in the first round last year? Me and Jim were debating this last year.
No, I think the
Last
last
week.
championship.
No, it was in the championship against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
That's when
Correct.
Isaiah likely dropped a pass or something, or had a missed
It
call.
was the game before the
Missed PI.
Lions 49ers for sure.
Okay. Because the Steelers got past the wild card round, if I remember correctly.
I don't remember who they played. I'm sure they did.
Chris says,
Anyways,
drink the beer on the
real
show.
quick, the record's 2-4. Lamar.
Gotcha.
So not a great playoff performer.
No, that's always the
So
thing
he
with Lamar.
got both those. We got one of those wins last year, and
Definitely won last year.
He would have won 2 last year, right?
Well, if they were wild
I think
card,
they had
if
the
they got the bye.
bye.
Well,
Yeah,
but
no,
they didn't have the bye.
You're
Chiefs
right.
had the
Yeah,
bye,
they must have
so
won
they
both
won both last year.
who had the
Fair enough.
bye?
Chiefs.
Chiefs.
No, Chiefs were horrible last year. Regular season,
They were.
they had to win every game to get into the playoffs.
Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
you're
They
right,
stuck in. Maybe Baltimore did have the
It
bye
was
last-
Baltimore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot the Chiefs. They kind of were on the outside looking in there for a little bit.
See, isn't it much more fun when you don't Google everything and find out what the you just go off your memory? What happened?
It's hard, man. It's hard trying to use your memory.
What happened to Buffalo last year in the playoffs?
Probably lost to the Chiefs like usual.
I was just gonna say they lose
Yeah.
the Chiefs.
They lost to the Chiefs. JB, by the way. Oh, Chris said drink the beer on the show. We'll do that. Maybe we'll do that next week.
Ask him if it's pasteurized.
I don't know if he knows exactly what he bought. This was a couple years ago
Beer
now.
can be pasteurized, isn't it? Like a milk thing.
And then JB says, shout out to Brandon. He's a first-time viewer. And he probably didn't expect to get a hearing test on the show today, but he did. And a fun fact about Brandon, he's got pet chickens.
I like that.
Fresh. Everybody likes fresh eggs in the morning.
He's got Chick-fil-A at home, I guess.
I guess so. Let's move on to Sunday's games. You got the Broncos, the Brincos, and the Bills. This is going to be on CBS or Paramount Plus if you're a Paramount Plus subscriber. It's going off at 1 o'clock. This game, I think, is going to be a blowout, personally. But
I think Bills could easily win this one, yeah. 20 or so, maybe.
yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
This could be a pleaser, as you say, Jim.
It could be.
Move that line up.
Move it up. Dom disagrees with me. It's 8.5 or 9 everywhere.
I'm willing to move it up to 13.5.
I think the Bills will win, but I think I said, let's clarify. I said this could be a game where the Bills have it kept close, just like the Patriots. They won by 3. I think that's kind of how the Bills operate these days.
I think this team is a little better than the past Bills teams, but we'll find out. I mean, this is where you separate it. So, I mean, I just can't see. The Broncos, what was that last week? The week before? I mean, they beat the Chiefs' third stringers, but the week before, they lost to Cincinnati, right? In overtime?
Yeah.
And they were even in. I mean, they got lucky to get that to overtime. So,
Well, but I don't know.
well, you know
arguments
what?
both ways. You got Joe Burrow over there.
Cincinnati was probably one of the best teams at the end of the year, so I will say that. But
Broncos, Chargers, I just played
Yeah.
a lot of bad teams.
Broncos Chargers, you just feel like they could win one, but there's just no way they're getting to the championship round, right? Just those type of teams.
I don't think they can win one.
I mean, you're probably looking at Ravens, Chiefs, Bills, and then one other team, right?
Chargers.
I know what D-Dub's saying, that the Broncos schedule has been pretty easy this year.
Yeah, I still think they're good, though. That defense is good, and Bo Nix can get it done. So, I mean, they can hang.
I know their defenses look good, but when you're playing shitty offenses, it makes your defense
I don't
look
buy
pretty
that. You know, the record is 1 point of it, but you got to be good to beat all these teams to get to the playoffs. I mean, by this time, you. I mean, who didn't get in the playoffs this year that should have been in it? Maybe outside Cincinnati.
Well,
And I'll tell you what, Cincinnati
graphic.
should have beat the Cowboys on Monday night. They got that punt blocked, and they almost lost that game. So I mean, like, they got lucky.
Here is looking at adjusted offensive and defensive EPA per play.
Oh yeah, what are we looking at?
This is tiered out. Okay, so the top tier teams, you got the Eagles, you got the Vikes, you got the Pack, you got the Ravens, the Bills, and of course the Lions. Those are your tier 1 teams. Tier 2 teams, the Brincos, the Chargers, the Commodes, the Chiefs, and the Bucks. But omitted from the playoffs was your Bengals, the 49ers fall into this category, our boy Chris's Falcons, and then the Cards. Did not make the playoffs. Instead, they were supplanted by the third tier teams, which was Steelers, Rams, and Houston. Yeah. So looking at this going forward, I was thinking, okay.
I still don't know what I'm looking at. Why are the Lions almost below the line?
Right to left is your adjusted offensive EPA per play, and then up and down is the or north and south would be the defensive EPA per play. And of course,
so they're off the charts offensively, and defense are like in the middle of the pack.
Right in the middle of the pack. Yep.
That's interesting. DVOA, you familiar with that one, Jimmy?
Yeah, I know DVOA.
Top 5 in both offense and defense. Only 2 other teams have ever done that.
Wow.
Since 1979.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
That's
I
pretty
don't
interesting.
think there's anything wrong with either one of their, and their special teams is number 1 as well.
That I'm sure.
Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Yeah, I just thought that was interesting that there was teams that, based on EPA per play, that deserved to make it. Of course, it did, and that happens every year. But so the weakest teams in the playoffs would be the Steelers, the Texans, and then the Rams.
Chargers and Broncos, you could swap those out with the Dolphins and the Bengals, and it wouldn't be. To me, it's indifferent.
Dolphins are soft, man. I think that team sucks.
They don't like the cold.
Well, Tyreek Hill doesn't like the Dolphins, so.
Yeah, he's not real complimentary towards them. Oh, we got another question. Well, first of all, Chris says he's not sure about that beer. That was back in 2022. So that's how long ago that was. 2022.
I'm not drinking that, brother.
Oh, I'll drink it. And
It's gotta be
JB
better
says
than whatever
another
came out
question
of
for
the
the
Chi-Chi's
guys.
Cup last week.
I thought that was pretty good. Okay,
I drank
I
plenty of
actually
it.
did too.
Yeah.
That's me and Jim have
I got
strong
the
immune
first.
systems.
I got the first sip though. So.
Tones just flat out passed on it. He said, I don't want that.
He's got some bowel. You got some bowel issues.
Sensitive tummy. JB says, question for the guys. I love these questions for the guys. What teams would you like to see in the Super Bowl? Lions and Bills would be the most entertaining. My option. That's my answer.
Yeah, same.
Lions and Chiefs for me.
You're not tired of seeing the Chiefs in the Super Bowl?
Not at all.
I would love to see the Lions.
Nothing
beat
to
the
do with
Chiefs.
any future bets I may have made.
Yeah.
Well, bets aside.
But who wouldn't want the Lions Bills? You're guaranteed a Super Bowl winner between the two, right?
How about Rams Ravens?
Get the fuck out of here.
Why would you want that?
No,
I see
I just
Stafford
think
win another Super Bowl. That guy's
I think if it's not the Lions, I think it's going to be the Rams.
I think better option. Some championship games, maybe. Maybe not the Super Bowl, but championship.
Lions and who's on the other side?
Eagles.
It gets reseeded, right? So we don't really know how to answer.
Could be
that.
Lions Rams.
Well, currently.
Lions Rams could be a championship game.
There's your bracket right there.
Or no, Lions
No.
Bucks. Sorry, Lions Bucks.
That's what we're looking at. So the Lions are
They
obviously
reseed though, right?
they
Yeah.
reseed, based on the lowest seed will play the Lions.
So if the Packers win, then that's our opponent. If they lose and Washington wins, that's our opponent. If the Washington loses, we get the winner Monday night. That's how it goes.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Lions and
I have a funny feeling it's going to be Washington. I'm feeling
They're
a
sneaky.
Washington matchup this year.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
I would love that. That'd be kind of cool to see that game.
I think if there's I think either them or the Rams are both underdog. Rams are underdogs at home, and they're not going to play in the home, so that's not going to help them much. But
I'm calling.
shout out to all
I'm
those
calling
that are
the road.
suffering from
I think the Lions.
these fires.
I think the Lions for once get some breaks, and I think they roll through Washington and Tampa to get to the Super Bowl this year.
Let's say you have Rams and Packers in the championship and Chargers. Who's a lower seed than the Chargers? Over on that side. Because where do you play then?
What do you mean? You play the lower seed gets the home game. So the Rams
Would have the home game?
Yep.
Okay, and the Chargers having a lower seed than whoever they would
Denver. Then they would play at Los Angeles. So they played Denver in the championship.
play. And both of them, home field is not Staples, is SoFi.
Right. Oh, with the Forest Fires?
So, well, not with the Forest
Sorry
Fires,
about
but like where would you stagger the games? How would you change the field to
Oh.
like what would you do?
You're saying
I
if
feel
they
like
played at
somebody's gotta-
if they played at 3:30 and 6:30?
Yeah, what would you do? How do you
I
change the
gotcha.
field? You know
That's
what I'm
funny.
saying? If both teams made it to the championship,
You got to
and both
clear
were home
everybody
teams,
out between the games.
Yeah.
I never thought about that.
That's a good point.
Same thing if you had the Giants and Jets ever in the same
Yeah.
playoff year, right?
Yeah.
Except they're in different conferences, right?
No, but so are the Rams.
yeah, so are the
and-
Rams and Chargers.
But he's saying because it's when it comes down to Sunday, the game's at 3:30, 3
Oh,
and
I see what you're
6:30. So how do you get everybody?
Like, what do you do with the field? It's not like you can have your home field with like one end zone. What is it though? Is one end zone the Chargers or one end zone the Rams?
That'd be interesting what they
do?
do there. Yeah, I mean, you could feasibly play the championship week though, Saturday and Sunday if that ever happened. I bet you there's a contingency for that.
That gives you an advantage if you play on Saturday though, when you win. You have an extra day off.
Yeah, so what? I mean, somebody's playing on Monday night and then they're playing Sunday. That's a 6-day layover. Like,
But it's not
how
the
is it
Super
one
Bowl,
playoff
though.
game gets thrown to Monday night? And then,
Yeah.
I mean, that sucks.
Yeah, it sucks.
How long they been doing that for? Monday night playoff.
2020.
That was going to be next week's trivia question. So don't look it up. Let's move on here. How about the 4:30 game, the Pack at the Eagles? This is probably the weakest one for me. I'm not as
Really?
interested in this.
I
Yeah,
think
kind of
this one's fun.
I mean, it'll be fun, but I might take my nap during this one personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think, Richie? Anything?
I mean,
the same game as last year.
I could see any game. Yeah, the Eagle. I think the Eagles are playing better though. They were they didn't they fade like all the way to the end, and the Bucks whooped them.
They won or lost 5 games.
I don't know. Everybody seems to love Jordan Love, but I've never seen him do anything in a big game. So I can't really. They couldn't even beat the Bears last week.
Well, what's the word on him? Is he done? Is he hurt?
He's hurt but playing.
Okay.
And then Hurts is back to practice. He looked good. They said so. It's just if they have a Sirianni meltdown is the only thing I could see happening. I think that I'm leaning Eagles in this game, but a lot of people love the Packers. I've seen them picked across the board.
Well, I think people like the Packers because they saw what happened last year when Jordan Love gets hot and he just keeps rolling. But I don't
Smoke
think
the Cowboys.
I don't think I don't think they've gotten that hot towards the end of the season. I think the Eagles have, and I think Eagles on paper have a much better team than the Packers.
Much better, like very comparable Lions when you look at it. And then they also lost Watson, so I mean, Dubs and Reed are okay, but they're not great.
I think Jair Alexander's coming back this week too, which will help them out a little bit.
Sure.
I will say it's 5 now. 5-1-10 at Caesars and BetMGM. It was 4 and 4.5.
It was relying on
On Hurts.
right?
Yeah. So that's obviously there's some confidence there that he is going to be playing. No doubt about that. 45.5 on the total.
We got to get Dom's sugars checked.
Hey, you all right, buddy?
Diabetes. Diabetes.
Oh, 2 gallons.
Reminds me of Vlad on the golf course.
Does Buttercut, does he pee a
Every
lot?
4 holes, I counted last time we were out.
But to his credit, we takes us about hour and a half to play 4 holes.
It takes a while.
Yeah, but that's because of his routine before he hits the ball every time.
Hit the under on this game, Jimmy.
Hit the under on this.
46.
45.5.
Okay. Yeah,
Painted
hit the
it.
under. That's coming from Randy McKay.
Randy? Okay.
Good guy.
Okay.
Great guy.
Great guy. Good guy. All right, how about the primetime
And by the
game?
way, his North Dakota State pick last week, boom. Home run.
Oh, home
out of
run?
the park.
Nice.
Yep. The only thing was wrong, we should have played the money line instead of taking the 4.5 points.
They won outright. I noticed that. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
8 o'clock tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Sunday. This is Sunday. What is today? Today's Thursday, as always.
ninth.
Yeah,
So
usually.
tonight starts off through Monday. We got football every night.
Yeah, that's good. That's fun.
That is
Commodes at the Bucks. Anybody thinking anything here? I know, Richie. I think you guys were all talking about the commodes, right?
Can't imagine anybody not picking the Commodores.
I wouldn't take the commodes.
I take the commodes and I like the over in this. This is going to be a shootout, right? 34, 28, something like that, 27.
Let me put up the odds here.
Historically, in the wild card round,
It's 3 everywhere.
unders hit at a clip of about 52.48%.
All right, we'll put this one in the 47% something bucket, baby.
Fair enough. You want to go against the
I do. I don't like. I always feel like everything evens out in the end anyway. So I always like to buck the trend a little bit. You know.
What are we talking about?
Over Commodes, Tampa Bay. I was thinking Commodes and over, and I think Daryl was telling me that wild card rounds usually finish in the under. So
52.48% time?
I'd take the commies money line.
there we
Taking
go.
the commies money line. That's plus best you can get on that DraftKings plus 145.
I like it.
I'm the only one here that doesn't agree. I don't think because I just don't know about. We got a rookie quarterback here in the
do?
playoffs. Yeah, I don't know if you're aware.
He
of
might
that.
be the best quarterback in the league, though.
No, he's excellent. I'm not saying that he's not a good quarterback, but first playoff game, wild card game in
Against-
Tampa Bay.
He's going against a tough D, and then I just don't like the Bucks. I don't know what's wrong with them. Like, how did they not blow out the Saints by like 26 points
Yeah,
last
that was
week?
weird.
How did they let them hang
18.
around? Like, I just don't get them sometimes. They obviously beat the Eagles and the Lions, so when they're playing at the top of their game,
Goofy
I
team.
think what could happen is the Commanders win and then they get 50 balled by the Lions next week. I think that's probably how it's going to be.
feels like
they'll
that,
win by
right?
3 against the Bucks.
in a great
In
game,
Tampa,
and
yeah,
then
it'll be a
everybody be
good
talking
game.
up Daniels all week, right?
Yeah, then he'll just get destroyed.
He
won't
gets
know what
sacked
hit him.
like 7 times.
I like that Commodores money line pick, but I took the 3 points just to rule out a possible losing by 3 points.
That's exactly what that will rule out.
I always, if you're giving points and you like a team on the money line, I always like taking them the points and then just putting a little less on the money line. If you're really that strong into the team, so
Well,
take the
now,
best of both
Daryl,
worlds.
what happens if you have the choice between Commanders money line and the 3 points, but they get a 1 point safety, and all of a sudden,
The 1 point safety, is that the one where you return the blocked extra point?
no, I think that's a pick 2, right? Or
Is that what that is?
stupid score for 2.
There is a 1 point safety. I don't think it's
What's
ever
a-
been registered in the NFL though.
Yeah,
What's
because
a
I
one-
think you have to be kicking a field goal from like your 5, bobble the snap, it goes into the end zone, and then
Yes, that's the rule. You have to miss the field goal, and it has to go all the way through the back of the end zone
Huh.
to get the 1 point safety.
Is this on the extra point, or this is an actual field goal?
it would be an extra point.
I think
Okay,
so,
gotcha.
yes. So
It's got to be an extra
impossible.
point. 'cause it's
That's
one. So it's
wild.
like you got to have a lot of penalties,
Well, no,
right? Or just
that-
launch the snap as
Are
far.
you ever seen that play with like the Louisiana Tech when the guys keep knocking the ball and trying to grab it and then it ends up in the it'll be like one of those plays
Yeah, where they
somebody
just keep kicking it by accident. Accidentally kicked the ball out the back of the end zone.
right.
Wouldn't
I,
you feel dumb now? Instead of taking the money line, you took the spread.
And the 1 point safety screws you.
I took the
Talk
3.
about a bad beat.
You might see it later on in the show. I took the 3 points.
Boy, I hope so. I hope we get to later in the
Little
show. How about
foreshadowing.
about the Vikings. This game I couldn't get a read on at all. Vikings at the Rams.
I don't have. This is gonna be such an even game. I have no idea, no clue in this one. It's hard to. Like we're all guilty of. Like, how can you get that beat down out of your head last week?
Right.
Well,
right.
I'll play devil's advocate.
Yeah.
Please do.
What's that mean again?
Shocker.
Not really sure.
Like a better quarterback, maybe he hits Jefferson on that play where he's rushed.
Yeah,
You know, maybe.
Well, Jefferson could have caught a couple of those
And
too.
that maybe is a different game, right?
So are you saying
That was the reason you don't pay Darnold last week.
Are you saying Sam Darnold had an off game?
I would say he had a game that was appropriate for him. I don't think it was off. It's just he was rushed in that scenario,
Right.
and a better quarterback maybe makes that throw, right?
See, I feel like
He overthrew him by
had-
like 3 yards.
I think, but I don't think we've seen that much this season, have we?
He's just made the plays that he needed to make, right?
Right.
He's got supposedly one of the best receivers in the league. I've
And
said
Addison's
it
not
all
bad either.
along.
Yeah, you have
that
two top receivers and a top tight
I
end.
just don't. I don't like Jefferson. I don't like his face. I don't like his stupid mustache goatee combination. I don't like him.
You know what's funny is Mrs. Midwest last week she's like, I hate his name, Darnold. Doesn't sound right. What? Nobody likes this guy. I don't like him either. I don't know why. I have no
It's
real
tough.
reason.
There's a
like
tough
last week he
situation
played
there
like he was
because-
back on the Jets.
Yeah,
but-
he played terrible. That was the worst game I've ever seen him play this year.
Right, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. So I think he kind of had an off week. Now I don't know what the reasons could have been. However, I do have the Rams in this, and every single bet that I've taken with this game, I do have the Rams. I think,
It's hard to argue that.
yeah, and I think that they're playing a lot better towards the end of the year. Puka's back; he's healthy. You've Cup playing relatively healthy. Not the last couple weeks. I don't think. Maybe last week. I
And
don't
let's
know, I
all
was paying
face it,
attention, but-
we'd rather play the Vikings again than the Rams. I don't want to play the Rams.
No, I don't think anybody wants to play the Rams, and I think that plays into it too. And if you
I
look
think
at
it's a
the
coin flip.
if you look at the odds, I mean, it's like minus 115 for Vikings and minus 105 for the Rams. So it's not like I don't think anybody's
The-
really sure.
Take out the Lions game last week.
Mm-hmm.
The Vikings and the Rams are maybe the two hottest teams in the NFL.
Yeah, and I'd still take the Rams.
And so I mean, I think it's closer than I'm with you. I've got the Rams. I took a flyer on the Rams to go to win the NFC Championship.
And now, I mean, how much of this though is us being Lions fans and being like, oh, the Vikings, and still having that preconception of the Vikings shouldn't be good this year. This is all a fluke.
I'd put it this way: like the Lions and the Packers, those were beatdowns to me. And this Vikings game, I think, is just a couple things change, and it was a closer game than it could have been. You know,
No,
than-
I
than
agree.
it-
No, you're right.
You know what I mean?
And I'll tell you what, the Vikings defense is for real. Stafford's known, if he throws that pick six, like, he's definitely either going to get away with or he's going to, there's going to be that play. Much like in the game last week when the Lions were up 17-9, that defensive lineman, the guy he should have had a pick six. That
Yeah.
was the Lions were about to put the
Yeah.
game away. All of a sudden,
Yeah, Van
everybody in the
Ginkel
whole
comes in
stadium's like,
almost.
"What the?" Yes. So if that play happens, I could see very easily the Vikings winning that game. I mean, it's going to be a great game.
I mean, this is going to be a good game too. I mean, Kevin O'Connell's going back to the West Coast, play against Sean McVay, who he was coaching under for a long time. So
That's
it's
right.
like this is a good game.
Very recently,
good
the
one.
Rams beat the Vikings, right? So I mean,
Can they do it again?
I'm gonna put this on. If you guys don't subscribe to Unexpected Points, I don't know if anybody does out there, but you should. It's a relatively inexpensive subscription, and they give you the adjusted scores. So basically, they take out, or I should say, take out. They discount special
Like the
team stuff,
anomalies and stuff.
Yeah, things that are very random that you can't really count on as being a good signal
Sure.
for a game. So this was the game against Minnesota. 22 points was the actual difference. The adjusted difference was 11. So the Lions still smoked them.
Right.
okay.
But you
I
take away
stand
some of the
corrected.
luck. Take away some of the luck.
Well, that's interesting though, because Goff did throw it to him at the 3-yard line, and they didn't score. I mean, so that was a play that you wouldn't count on most weeks.
A hell of
Yeah.
a job. They're inside, not even the red zone, inside the 5. What are we calling that one? The platinum zone?
That's kind of
Keeping them out of the
Oh,
end zone at
all
that
those
point?
plays seemed to be like in our end zone. It was so cool. They were just great, great defense, and Sam Darnold, to his credit, definitely made some bad throws down there. Jefferson had definitely one easy touchdown off the top of my head,
I think there was two. that
but
he had,
there was a couple times he got his hand on it. I mean, usually Jefferson can make that play, so I don't know.
Well,
they
even when
weren't
he
great
caught
throws,
that-
but he could have made some.
He had that big pass too, which would have been towards you guys if that was the end zone with that goal line stop.
Yep.
that he got hawked down by Kirby Joseph, I think.
Yes.
Like yanked down with his arm inside the 5 or something.
Yep.
Yeah. So I don't know.
I will say though, Kirby Joseph, total screw job. Darnold early on did miss Hawkinson on a slant. He overthrew him. Hawkinson fetal position.
Oh yeah, he's terrified of his
He did
ACL
not-
going.
He did not want anything to do with Joseph. Like, he kind of went for the ball, but didn't really go for it. He could have made that catch, but Joseph had him lined up, and
Staring right at
He
his
decided
knee, ready
against
to-
it.
you could tell he didn't want nothing to do with that play.
What about that flea flicker in the Jets game where
Oh,
he just about got
is that Adams?
just about got him
Just about killed him.
decapitated.
I'll tell you what, Gibbs got rocked early in that game.
Yeah,
I don't know who hit him, but damn.
That was probably Goff's fault.
That was probably not a good. Just throw that one in the dirt.
He got hit in the face again. It was like 2 weeks in a row he got hit in the face.
Yep.
Well, the Niners he picked up that linebacker who actually Amon-Ra talked about it in his little show with his brother. He said he was the hardest hitting player that he's played against. He's some rookie, and that's the one who came off the edge and Gibbs picked up, and that's when he cut his cheek.
Yeah. I'm waiting for the invite to get on that show. The
St.
St.
Brown?
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably
St. Brown
would.
He
Brothers.
had
We
Craig.
probably should invite them on our show.
He had
No,
Craig.
I think we're probably
He did
gonna
not
be
have
invited.
Craig Reynolds.
He had Craig
Don't get
Reynolds
this twisted.
the week before. And I don't know.
No, he was supposed to have him. He ditched him, and then the week later, when I think he had JMO on, he popped up because they go to Amon-Ra's house every Wednesday or something to play Mafia, and he got there early, and he had him on for like 5 minutes.
I saw that. That's what I saw.
Yeah.
That was not the week that he was supposed to be on.
No, it was like 2 weeks after.
And
It
this
was recent though.
I'm
Not
gonna go
most
back to
recent.
this real quick. We're not sponsored by unexpected points or anything, but they also give you the most impactful plays of the game.
You guys subscription to this?
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah.
pretty cool.
It's not super. It's like $10 a month or something like that. But it's interesting to look back and see. And you're talking about the the Darnold to Jefferson incompletion
Yeah.
Yeah.
cost him 3 points.
Sure.
Yeah, the bigger one right was
First one.
Darnold
right
to
there.
Addison. They didn't complete.
Yeah, he was open on that one too.
Yeah,
He was wide open on that one.
Was that when he was in the end zone?
Yeah, it was towards the back of the end zone. He just overthrew him badly.
What's the name of that subscription?
it's unexpected points.
So I
Better
assume
than
this is in
Netflix
the
or worse
gym
than
model
Netflix?
here.
It does play a slight portion of the model here, but I will say it's one of the guys that either founded or was early on in PFF. Then he kind of went on his own and
Collinsworth.
No, I can't. No, I think he owns part of it, doesn't he?
Did you guys see me on Sunday Night Football last week? The pregame. We were all in the background.
I was looking for you. I saw the Crack Man.
We were. I was right behind Dungy
know
and
him all too well.
Collinsworth on Sunday
Different
night.
Crack Man.
I'll have to. I record it. I'll
You did?
look when I get
Oh
home.
yeah,
I
we
record
were
it.
there. We were hanging out. It was fun.
Let me just put these up here real quick too. This is the odds to win the Super Bowl, aka the NFL championship. So Lions are the favorite right now, plus 320. You got the Chiefs plus 370, which is, surprising in a way, but not too
Tougher
surprising.
draw, right? Bills or Ravens versus who are the Lions going to go through? The Vikings or the Eagles? I'd rather have the Lions draw potentially.
Yeah, the one, and going back to that graphic that I had where it tiered them out. To me, the Broncos was the smartest play on here, but then you got to look at it. They got to go through the Bills, so that's probably not going to happen. But
You're talking about like
8.5 to 1.
what's your fun long play
Yeah,
here?
if you had to pick one, what would you do?
I think I'd take the Rams.
Yeah,
Take the
that's
Rams?
what I got.
30
I
to-
got the Rams at
30 to 1.
I think it was a little bit higher because it was about 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
I think it was maybe 45 plus 45.
I mean, basically, when I do this, I just go to the last team I can envision winning, right? And it looks like the Rams would fit that.
Yeah.
In my head now, you should take all those ones that you think are going to win, throw them out, and then come up with like the Steelers and or the Texans, something like that.
What would be nuts is if the Chargers did it. Think about it. Harbaugh,
I
Natty,
can see the Chargers making
Natty,
one.
Natty
Tones
champion next year.
would be imagine the Chargers Lions Super Bowl, Jimmy.
Oh wow.
Toads would be.
Have to
He'd have
wear
an
3
erection
layers
for
of pants,
like a week.
underwear.
Yeah, he would. He'd have
what
to
is that syndrome?
wear a cup. The Chargers 28 to 1, and who else did you say? Rams 30 to 1, Commodes 40 to 1, Brincos 85 to 1, and Brandon in the chat says he has faith in the Brincos. He does. I get on that then. 85 to 1. And by the way, these weren't the best numbers. These were just what was that FanDuel. So
speaking of
check
this
the local sports book.
playoff game, if you had the under tonight, you're in good shape.
Brandon, are you in Michigan? Can you ask Brandon if he's in
is.
Michigan?
I believe he is.
Oh,
He's in
only a couple
Brandon,
miles
Michigan.
away. Okay.
Oh, come on by, Brandon.
Tell him to go get 100 cans, return them, and put 10 grocery dollars on the Broncos to win it all. 85 to 1. That'd be $850.
Yeah,
It's a lot of beer.
not too bad. Did you talk to Wooden Shoes? Am I supposed to call him?
Yes.
I
What
am
time
supposed
is
to call
it?
him.
Is it 11 yet?
No, it's almost 9.
Call him.
I'm going to call
I
him.
told him 7:30 to 8:30. We'd probably call him.
Okay.
We're only 20 minutes late.
All right, so our boy Wooden Shoes, we talked to him. This will be the third week in a row we talked to Wooden Shoes.
The Flying Dutchman.
The Flying Dutchman. All right, I didn't know if I was supposed to call him or not. Let's.
Yeah, you screwed up.
Well, no, because you get out here after 7, and we didn't talk before then. So,
Son of a gun. It's always my fault.
Difficulties.
all right, Jim Ottoman, let me get him on the phone. real
Tones
quick
ain't even here, and I'm getting blamed.
Gentlemen,
Hey, Jimmy, how are you, buddy?
I'm well. How are you guys?
We're pretty good. We understand that or at least I understand that there is a congratulations in order.
Yeah, there's actually a couple. I got more news than just the millions.
You do. What do you got?
I do.
All right, breaking news.
Where you want to start?
Well, let's start with the millions. 'Cause I think that's where we might have left off last week. So you were in 10th place last week or 9th place, right?
No, we were in 10th going in. Yeah, we were in 10th. I think we were in 14th. Yeah, 10th. Let's go with 10th.
Okay, and that's for the viewers that are new today. That's circa millions out there, where the top
you
prize
were,
is $1 million.
He was also talking about possibly combining with the third place team. That's
Right.
where we left off.
Correct.
Yep.
Okay, so all right, so I'll take this going forward. So third place team, we did not combine.
Okay.
I did help them with some hedge strategies and some round robin strategies and some hedging strategies, but they were based in Florida. Super, super cool group. I'm going to get to meet them tomorrow at dinner. Long story short, they didn't have the bandwidth in Florida. You can't bet in Florida. So we didn't end up combining. Long story short is we had 4 of the same teams going in without collaborating. So 3 of the same teams without collaborating. So they ended up in 5th.
Wow.
We ended up in 9th. So we moved up the spot and they went down 2 spots. So financially it worked out for us, but I did give them some strategies. I don't know if they've used the strategies or not to hedge, but our hedge strategies worked to a T. So we moved up to 9th, but we also added about $38,000 of value. So
nice. Well, congratulations. That's quite
That's
a feat.
awesome.
I mean, that really is impressive to be able to make your way through that pool like that to that field.
well, the cool part is guys, it's just math, right? So we moved up some spots, but based on how the math worked and the data worked and you getting picks before, I could go back in and do some money line stuff and some parlay stuff. And, we ended up making $80,000 and we made $38,000 on the side. So if we would have we ended up going 2-2-1, which was superb because the first wave of games went 1-7 underdogs to favorites. I'm sorry, 7-1 underdogs to favorites. So if we would have just stayed pat, we would have made $75,000. If we went 3-1-1, we would have made $175,000.
Wow.
If we went 2-2-1, we would have made $80,000. So with head strategy, we ended up making 128. So basically, I cut the difference between 80,000 and 175. So I'm super, super happy with the end result.
That's awesome. We'll give you an air horn for that one.
Oh, I don't know what that is, but I love it.
Oh, yeah, we have sound effects. That's new.
So good.
Yeah, it's new.
So good. So good.
Does this beat the last time when you got the novelty check for the third quarter?
It does. So that check was 71,775. This one will be 80.
Nice.
And then just as a super, super side kicker, that probably makes me the happiest of all of it. My sons, they're 30 and 28, 27, 31, 20. I don't know what they are.
Yeah, my age.
They actually finished in the top 100. So I got a call today from the guys in Vegas, and we are the first group to have 3 caches in Circa Millions since inception. So Friday's party, tomorrow's party for the check ceremony, I already know they're out in front of that, it's just a super cool thing.
That is, are you there right now?
No, I'm at home, but I do fly out first thing in the morning.
Cool, man. Well, that's great. It's always cool to have a first, in addition to, taking home 80 grand plus.
Yeah, for a bunch of dummies in Holland, it's awesome.
Yeah. We're always skeptical of the people on that side of the state. We think they're maybe a little uneducated, but apparently it's not true.
Well, I'm sure most of them don't even know what happened. But,
No, that's
good. We're going to keep it that way.
Right.
unless they're listening, of course.
Sure. I doubt they are, Jim. I doubt they are. But no, that's awesome. We're all very happy for you. We're glad that we could share in some of that too with you and be a part of the fun.
Well, if you guys would quit being cheap asses and get in your wallet, you guys could be part of the fun too.
Yeah, that's not well. That's a lot of fun. That kind of part of the fun. But I just meant you sharing along with us. So we've enjoyed this.
Oh no, this has been awesome.
Yeah. Now, so you have more good news on top of this?
I do. So, McAfee, who we've talked about a little bit, who is the half brother of Torpedo Anna, who's going to be the horse of the year.
Sure.
Just got odds posted in Vegas for the Kentucky Derby. So that is a huge driver of value, right? So if Vegas is posting McAfee with odds, we're super excited because lots of people like that.
Oh, I'm sure.
Still has to run. She didn't run last week. She popped a fever. The buyer rating was real low in the race. So, and it was an allowance race. So she didn't run, and it's actually going to be a good thing. She's going to have 2 or 3 more starts, but since she didn't start and it was a low buyer rating, her odds came out at Caesar Sportsbook this week. So that she's like 37th ranked to get in the Derby, which without racing in without racing in a points race is a huge jump. So we're super excited about her. That's number 1.
Nice.
And then number 2, Vodka with a Twist, who is ranked 3rd for the Kentucky Oaks, which is obviously the Kentucky Derby for ladies the day before. She was ranked 3rd in points, and Immersive just came out today, and I don't know if she's hurt or they're going to put her out to have a baby and have a foal and sell her. But anyway, she's pulled out of the Kentucky Oaks. So Vodka with the Twist went from 3rd in points to 2nd in points. So
nice.
Super cool day on the racing side too.
I don't know how any of this works, Jim, but is there any chance you guys could actually sell one of those horses before May?
So we did that with Crimson, and this goes back to probably our first call, right?
Yeah.
Right before the Breeders' Cup, we had a Mitts running in the Breeders' Cup, and we sold it Mitts we sold Crimson Cross Seas before that. So it'll depend on value, and it'll also depend on kind of where the horses are going to go. If you have a Kentucky Derby Oaks or a Kentucky Derby horse, you typically don't sell those. You'll sell Breeders' Cup or Pegasus or somebody's going over to the Royal Ascot. Our groups typically don't breed as much as some of the other groups. So the only way we would probably sell it is if somebody wanted to come in, race it, and then breed it really quickly. So we'll just have to see. But we're getting real close to the first week of May. And we got 2 in play, and again, it's just kind of like a dream come true, right?
That's cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Man.
Except when you go to Kentucky Derby, my wife's hat and her dress and the tickets, and I'll probably lose my ass on it all, but it's probably going to end up being worth.
Jimmy can make a fine hat.
Okay, well, Richie said he'd be happy to come and wear a sombrero is what Rich would like to do. I didn't know if that's appropriate or not.
I like a good hat.
Cultural appropriation.
I'd rather wear a derby hat, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I'll wear a cowboy. hat.
I will tell you the Ottomans in Holland don't judge. So wear whatever the hell you want.
Fair enough.
awesome.
I like that.
I want one of them pork pie hats, I think they're called.
What's
Like
that? I'm not a haberdasher.
W.C. Fields used to wear.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
Here's what I want, and Daryl knows this, but I want the hat that has the two beers on the side that has the funnel right in your mouth.
I actually have one of those. I'll lend it to you for the derby, man.
She's an awesome woman who's super flexible and supports everything, but I don't think I can get away with that.
That might be a little much. That's where she draws the
That
line.
might be. I think it is.
Hey, just curious on the. So you said the odds were released for the McAfee at Caesars.
Yes.
Is that like pari-mutuel, or is that whatever the odds are? They are.
It's pure futures, right? So as you try to get in these races, you have to earn points to get in, and then there are a couple like add-ins or like Pletcher or Baffert or somebody to get a horse in that maybe doesn't have the points, but most of it's all points based. So this is pure futures. If McAfee doesn't run, and I'm going to bet on it, I guarantee you there's going to be some money put on it tomorrow. We're going to strategically try to play it, slow play it so that odds don't continue to drop as we play it. But if the horse doesn't run, you lose. So it's true futures. But right now, McAfee's 100-1, and I think he's ranked 37th. If he runs, obviously there's only been like 6 horses in the field since the Kentucky Derby started that have been over 100-1. So if the horse gets in, you get value, right? You can hedge out of value. So it's just a big feather in the cap of the group that they got a horse that's in that spot before it's run for points. So we're super excited.
So that's nothing we can get down on here in Michigan vis-a-vis our phone.
You can't get on it, but all you gotta do is send me a text.
That's what I was kind of thinking. That's
yes. I know somebody that might help you out.
Gotcha.
Okay. And it would certainly make more sense to get on it as a future in this example than it would be to wait till we're able to bet it as part of a pari-mutuel.
Absolutely. The only caveat to that, right, is if it doesn't draw in, now your future is drawn dead. But you're drawn dead if it didn't get in. But if it does get in, your EV's probably 2.5-1, 3-1, 4-1, something like that. So
wow. Okay.
It's if they're not on the list. I haven't done the research, and I probably should, but how many horses on January 7, January 9, January 10, January 15, 20 are not on that list that win the Kentucky Derby? And I bet it's probably 0. So at least we're on that list.
Jim, is McAfee going to win the Kentucky Derby?
Oh, my God, I'd do backflips.
What percentage do you put on? What are the odds of that horse actually winning? Real odds.
Well, I mean, if it's 101, right, and there's 20 horses that are going to get in it, so you're probably 0.5% of it winning it where it sits today. If it gets nominated and gets in the field, it's probably going to go off at 30-1. So, you're. I don't know, but I will tell you, having a horse that runs in the Kentucky Derby as a 3-year-old colt,
they must have. Yeah.
The stun fees will far exceed what you're going to win or lose on the bet.
Gotcha.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Well, hey, man, thanks for checking in again, and like I said, thanks for sharing everything that's been going on so far. It is exciting. I get excited. I'm excited for you.
I am. That's crazy. Yeah, have a great time tomorrow. That's.
Where you staying at?
We got some rooms at Caesars, and we got some rooms at Circa, and we got some really cool stuff going on. So there's only 2 teams in the top 100 that had 2 teams that cashed. I'm one of them.
Nice.
The other one is Dana. The other one is Dana White. So I'm expecting
wow.
him tomorrow. I'm gonna meet him tomorrow at dinner.
Wow.
And then the Ravens. We got a group out there that has a cabana at Circa for the Ravens. So it's just going to be a really super cool weekend. And you guys need to save your pennies so that you can get in on some of this stuff next year. And then when we have this call, it'll be a little more interactive.
Yeah,
for sure. And tell Dana we said congratulations on his board position at Facebook too. By the way, I just saw that.
It's actually meta, Jim.
I just heard of that. I know there's the UFC is running an event out there this weekend. So, gosh knows what's going to happen from here.
Oh, that's great.
Tell him you got two teams in the top 100 as well, so you're not sweating it either.
Amen to that, buddy.
All right, brother. Hey, safe travels, and we'll talk to you real soon.
All right, I will send pics to Daryl.
For sure. Sounds good, Jimmy.
Thanks, Jim.
Take care.
See you guys.
Take care.
All right,
bye.
Yep.
Oh, man, that's great.
Good stuff. Good to know.
That is real good stuff.
You got to know the right people.
I
That's
guess
why
so.
you and I are friends, Jimmy.
Oh, I got Snoop up here. What am I doing? Got
This
everybody
guy,
on the screen?
this backup from Notre Dame can actually wing it. I don't think Penn State's ready for a actual guy that can throw. Riley's more of a runner,
Yeah, except they're up 10-0.
I know, but the backup's gotten them all the way down to the 30.
Plenty of time. We're only going to halftime here.
Irish are
he's
plus
great between the 30
currently.
He's great
Plus
between the 30s.
Plus 8.5 too. Jumped on that.
And Brandon says he's currently in Pennsylvania truck driving, but he will swing by one of these days. We'd love to have you, Brandon.
Sure.
It's always good to have some new faces on the show. Let's go over our I believe it's time for our top picks here. Let's talk about what we've done so far on the show.
A lot of pink.
A lot of pink. Richie down 20.
But
D-Dub.
but trending.
But you're trending in the right direction. Wait till you see the NFL, Rich. This is going to come down to the wire this year, pal. D-Dub is almost in the black now. Down, we'll call it half. That's what we'll do. Usually round to the half.
Usually you round down.
Round to the nearest half a point. But down half. Tone's down 10, but he's trending too. All you guys are.
He was saying that he was under 10. He was in single digits deficit.
If I did it right, that's where he's at.
Well,
but he's close. He's
almost there.
I'm only up, we'll call it 20. I'm going to round up on that one. And as a group, we're down 17.72. As we zoom in here on the NFL, this is what's interesting. Richie up 4.04 for his lifetime. A good.
he might be the new NFL
That's what I'm
guru.
saying. Look at there's a 1 point difference between me and Rich right now.
Wow.
For our
I
lifetime.
did not even. What happened, Jim?
I was
Well, I
up
can
almost
tell
almost 20 at some point. Here.
Rich said that you were in the top 65% of NFL
No, he's
handicap.
he's not wrong about it. It just happens that
He's
Rich
full of
is
shit,
Rich
man.
is also in the top.
I'm just in the top 66%.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with that. Tones is plus for the year. D-Dub, you're down just a little bit. We'll call it down 10. And then I am
But
up.
incidentally, I'm the best in the last 90 days.
Yeah, you've been.
How's that
was
work?
Like was that a big parlay that you hit?
That's probably a math error.
I think it was.
Your
Could be
part?
a rounding error, accounting error. Let's go ahead and look at the top pick performance for the NCAA.
Lots of green here.
Richie's he's the football man. Tone's still living high off the Michigan Ohio State victory there, plus 9.23. Dub positive here as well, and I haven't put one of these in all season. So that's going to lead us to Tones' top picks. Now, you want me to give these out? Or?
He's got Michigan and the Chargers parlayed.
Michigan national champion.
He's
next
got
year.
the Lions this week, and he's also got Michigan basketball.
I'll do
across the
I'll do
board.
hometown Tones for him. He Notre Dame. We already talked about this one. Notre Dame laying a 1.5 and then
No good.
under 45.
No good.
Oilers. I'm not sure what's going on with this one. 1.5 over 6.5. I gave this one out at the beginning of the show. These I did not give out. Golden Knights of Las Vegas puck line laying 1.5 plus 148. The Golden Knights. The guys are checking the board back there. This doesn't start till 10:30. I think.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was looking for the Oilers.
West Coast game.
10-10.
He's got the Chargers laying 2.5. I was going to say something about this.
What? What?
Are you surprised? Yeah, Chargers laying 2.5.
Shocking.
1 unit there. Odds minus 2.5. I think he meant odds were probably minus 120 on this one. And then he's got the Commodes plus 138. 1 unit there.
Okay.
Okay. And he's got the Brincos and the Bills game over the 47.5.
It's football heavy.
Yeah, minus 102. He's gunning for your NFL crown, Rich.
Nah, he's got no shot.
And now we're into Richie. Go ahead, Rich.
Sure.
Oh,
What we
this
got?
one's already started.
Yeah. I don't know what I got here. Money line. I guess. I think late it kind of started. I guess it was the. You guys were saying something about the flu, but I think Notre Dame's in a spot to score here. So we'll see what happens second half. Franklin's a choke usually in these big games, so we'll see if he comes through or not.
Yeah, this game is far from over.
Far from over. I didn't get as good a line as Tones, but I think I got less juice there. I got that minus 105, and I don't think the Chargers are going to need it. We got the Wildfires.
Too soon.
I know. Sorry.
Yeah.
But, you know, did you see the contingency plan for Monday night?
Arizona?
Arizona. That's right.
Bass.
Against the ghost of C.J. Stroud. You're trying to say that C.J.
trying to say he's not what he was last year. We were talking about that earlier. Just not his year this year. We'll see what he's got next year, but not happening.
If there's nothing I learned from bowling the other night, Jimmy,
Yeah,
he's
what's
not,
that?
CJ Stroud is not as good as he once was, but he's as good once as he ever was.
Wow.
Oh, rest
a
in
lot to
peace,
think
Toby
about
Keith.
there.
Rest in peace, Toby Keith.
Yeah. Okay, that's what it was.
Take a
Toby
sack
Keith.
there.
I
Heard
see
a
what
lot
you're
of
saying.
Toby Keith
A lot
in
of
the
Toby Keith at that bowling alley
Victory
out in Oxford,
lanes.
man. This one, I'm not sure who the hard walking shoes are.
Oh, you ever hear Red Wing shoes?
Oh,
The boots.
Yeah, the boots. Right?
okay. Okay.
We're playing the Blackhawks.
Probably
Give
saw a
up
lot
the
of
one.
those at the bowling alley.
The TP builders. I get you.
Yeah.
I'm more of a Georgia boots man.
This is tomorrow night, by the way.
This is tomorrow
Crazy
night.
kinda game.
Give up the 1.5 pucks. The wings are hot. Coach has got them in the right direction. Blackhawks suck. I think they're one of the worst teams in the league. It's a great spot to take that 1.5 and plus it up, baby.
Yeah, one would say the Wings have a lot of grit.
They do. Everything's gritty.
Gritty.
Pistons are gritty too.
Yeah, Pistons
Everybody's
are
gritty.
Wings are gritty.
Now, Big D,
Tigers are gritty.
you already gave out that one parlay
take a
earlier
shower
in the
for
show.
that.
Yeah, you could use some lava.
Yeah, I think I'm just kind of on a mission tonight to have the most in the largest parlays on the show.
Sure.
You got some major
good.
company
three,
from
I do.
prior weeks.
I do.
This
And
is
this,
good.
this
score
another, so
there.
what? My other one was plus 6,000. This one's plus 2,300. Ohio State money line, Chargers money line, Ravens money line, Bills money line, Eagles money line, Commanders money line, and Rams money line. With the only two upsets really being the Commanders and Rams. Everybody else, I think, are almost clear favorites at this point.
All right.
That's how you become the NFL leader right there. Hit one of those babies.
Yeah, you're running out of letters to use in these things.
Lots
What
of
about
money
this one?
lines. And this one again, much
one?
like the not the same, but Bills, Chargers, Philly. I think the Chargers definitely kill the Texans. With the like you said, the ghost of CJ Stroud. I think the Eagles have, like we talked about, the best team on paper compared to
Very comparable.
the Packers. Bills, no brainer, and then Saquon, Derrick Henry, anytime touchdown. Ravens are gonna, do Ravens things. Lamar Jackson's playing out of his mind, so too safe. Anytime touchdown bets just to juice it a little bit.
Is that your MVP, Lamar Jackson?
Right now, yes.
Really?
If the Bengals made it, no question,
No,
it'd be
the
Joe Shiesty.
isn't. It's only supposed to be based on a regular season, though, right?
He's just
Well,
saying if he'd have made the playoffs,
Yeah,
it
if they
would've
made the
been more.
playoffs, it would have been, yeah.
Gotcha.
Don't tell my sports books that because I picked Goff like 7 weeks ago or whatever it was when he went nuts.
We'll try not to let them know.
Yeah.
He's second best QB rating, I believe.
Yeah, and then
Second to only.
Lamar.
Exactly.
You're up, W.
That's your MVP. This is a teaser. Taking the Bills down from 8.5 to make them minus 2.5. And the Rams, they would be getting 1.5. Little concerned about the fact that they lose their home field advantage, but SoFi, I don't believe there's a
There's no home field advantage.
home
anyways.
field advantage
No,
there
there's
anyways.
nothing
So
No.
maybe a half a point. Help them in a tie situation.
Yeah, you might go.
I
with
like that one. I'm a fan of that
Thank
one.
you.
Yeah.
What else we got?
You usually don't say you're on board with whatever D-Dub says.
He's a
It's nice
anti.
that you guys are getting along. All
Yeah,
of a
we're
sudden.
buddies. We're buddies again.
I know you were trying to help him with his sleep apnea or something. You were saying the other day.
Just trying.
Yeah, I think I probably have sleep apnea too. I've just never been tested for it. You have a CPAP?
I've tried it before.
Yeah.
CPAP.
CPAP machine?
CPAP.
Yeah, CPAP.
It's hard to sleep. You can't sleep in the mask though.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I'm not a back sleeper either. I think if you're a back sleeper, it would be okay.
That's what I was going to ask you. So if you can't sleep on your stomach with one of those things on because your face probably.
No, you can't. Well, no, then the hose gets all twisted.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
No good. You know what I've been trying recently though? That seems to be I got it's a little bit of a pain in the ass, but the mouth guard thing.
You do.
Oh,
I have a mouth guard. Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
Mouth guard.
That's
you
good.
have a mouth
Not
guard?
bad.
Yeah.
Huh.
Is that the one that propels your tongue forward?
I don't know. Moves your jaw up or something like that.
Oh, mine is for teeth grinding. Different
Okay.
mouth guard.
So
Different mouth guard. This one's for sleep.
did you have to go get a prescription for that then, obviously?
Well, they gotta mold it to your teeth.
Yeah.
No prescription, but they did it at the dentist where they mold it to your teeth and
Mine's molded, but I did mine via mail.
nice.
Send my impression. So now I'm sure the government's going to
impression
clone me or
thing?
something. Yeah.
The one you're talking about is just a little thing, right?
It kind of looks like Invisalign, like a retainer, and it
okay.
just kind of. You're supposed to wear either a top or bottom, but the first one I had is the thickest one they make, and I gnawed through the bottom in like a week. So
Oh,
the
wow.
second set I wear top and bottom.
Yeah,
It's
that's what this
amazing
is
that
too.
you have any teeth left if you
No, it
grind
really
that
is.
hard.
The dentist said that within a couple of years I could grind them down to basically nubs. So that's when I was like, okay, probably should start wearing these.
Are they like little bands that keep the top and bottom connected? That's
They're
what
just
I
little
have.
plastic pieces, and they just go in. They
Oh, they're
slide on each
individually?
other. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
I feel like
But-
we've almost had a physical today between the hearing tests and then we've talked about some of this stuff.
The sleep app, though, you guys got to be glad if you don't wear yours, because I know my stepdad Bob wears his, and my mom threatens him anytime she's pissed at him that she's going to shove a cherry tomato down the tube while he's asleep.
Don't give Lauren any ideas. Real
Oh,
talk.
I don't have it anymore. Like
Yeah, he doesn't use
with,
it. He said.
with insurance, you got to use it like a certain amount because they track it on there.
Oh, no shit.
And they were like, well, if you do it for like 6 months, then you basically get the machine, but it's got to be like over 4 hours a day for 6 months or whatever it is.
They just said, screw it.
I mean, I just wake up in the middle. I do it too with my mouth guard. Like I'm not even awake. I just because like when you wake up, there's something weird in my mouth. I just yank it out.
When
I
you
wake up with it like next to me all the time.
Didn't you say you woke up with a lozenge stuck to your
I
shirt
fell
the
asleep
other
with
day?
the lozenge. Yeah,
Dangerous.
lozenge. It
Don't
was
do
dangerous.
that. Don't do that again.
Yeah.
But,
When you do wear it throughout the night, though, do you wake up and does your jaw ever like hurt or anything in the morning?
The
Does it
first
feel
night I
weird?
would say was just mildly sore, but no, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all.
so positive review right now.
I mean, it's okay. I just don't do it. Like I should wear it every night, but I don't.
You wouldn't kick it out of bed. Like a 3?
No, I think it worked. I mean, the thing is, I asked Lauren, does it work or not? And she's like, I mean, she's used to it, so it doesn't affect her
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah. All right.
I wake up with that left arm tingling.
That's weird.
No, that's not good.
No, you should check that out, man.
Commanders +3. I could have took the money line. That would have been a good one. I really do think they're going to win. But in the event that they don't, I think it's going to be close. And so
in the event
maybe
of a 1-point safety.
Yes.
Yeah. Talked about that, didn't we?
I mean, there's that situation where they're up by a touchdown, and then somebody kicks 2 field goals, and they win, but they lose by 1. I don't know.
I like the 1-point safety.
Or it goes to overtime, and nobody scores on the first drive.
Or hear me out. The ball is kicked through the back of the end zone on a bad snap.
I would
And a
rather
field
see
goal.
your scenario. I think that would be something that it'd be
Well,
Archie.
it's
it'd
got to be the
the-
extra point, though, right? Because I think the field goal is a 2-point.
Yeah.
It'd be the original Archie Manning somehow involved in it. You know Archie Manning, the old man.
They talked about it on
man.
97.1 a couple weeks ago. I'm like, how could you go 98 yards backwards? Like, I can't even believe they put a rule in place.
Yeah.
I wonder if that was what you were thinking about earlier when you were talking about whatever with them kicking the ball around. You know,
Well, that happens a lot.
Louisiana Tech, I think you said.
No, that's what I was saying. That would have to be that type of play
That-
where it went that far backwards.
Go Google Archie Manning,
Oh, yeah.
the original Archie. Man, he had some of the craziest plays going backward. He had some bad teams he was on back in the 70s. I think that's all for my picks, Jimmy. I couldn't get in another one, but I was thinking about this one, the Ohio State
Okay.
and Notre Dame,
Yes.
along with a little basketball play tonight. The Spartans, I don't know where they're at, but just
They're
all money
smoking
lines.
them. I looked, they were up 20 just a couple minutes ago. So.
Yeah, I couldn't get it in time. I was at the basketball, Stevenson.
Stevenson, my alma
Yeah.
mater. I'll go over my picks right quick here.
Sure,
Hey, you like little women's tennis?
I do.
Yeah, this is in Adelaide, Australia. This is not the
10:30 tonight.
10:30 tonight. Yeah.
Is it too late?
No, you can still get it in. That's why I
Okay.
didn't give this one out earlier. It's Samsonova versus the Americano, Madison Keys. This is plus 215.
Now, is she
Plus
one of the trust
215.
fund babies?
I'm not sure if Keys is or not. No.
No, I don't think she is.
But on this one, I think that Samsonova has a 41% chance to win. And it's priced at plus 215. So,
okay, so you
there you
take
go.
the 100 divided by 315 would be like what? 30?
143. Plus 143 was the number that I had
Okay.
there. Yeah. Yep. Also, at Tones' urging, I have the
We all got
I have
Chargers.
the Chargers laying 2.5. It was
Oh,
120.
I'm
I
not
have to
catching
go-
up any of you. I'm not catching you. Well, I think I have 2 though, or 1.5.
Rich
be
has
the
got,
difference.
Yeah, theoretically.
I'd have to go to that push chart, Jimmy, but Rich has -3 at -105.
I didn't see 105 earlier, but
but I
that's
think your number might be better, -2.5.
15 cents.
Yeah.
So I'd have to look.
That sounds about
I
right.
didn't like I don't like the 3 so much here. The 2.5 really kind of got me.
I really thought about buying the extra half a point on the Commanders, but then I said, they're going to win outright, so I don't need to be buying points.
Yeah, this is a 2-unit play. I got a 2-unit play just to try to bury Rich early. I got a 6.5 point wang. This is a wanger right here,
Okay.
boys and girls.
I
This is
like
actually this is going through the 0, which of course you're not supposed to do, but I'm doing it. So I'm going to take the Chargers and I'm going to get some points. I'm going to get 3.5 on this one. I'm going to take the Ravens laying 3 and then the Bills laying 2. That's plus 150. 2 points or 2-unit play there, and that concludes the top picks for this week.
Very nice.
That was fast. Yeah. Oh, trivia answer. I got to get to that real quick here. Real quick. Like anything else you guys want to talk about real quick while I do that?
I think we pretty
No?
much exhausted
No, okay, it's not,
every
you never have nothing to say.
avenue.
That's pretty unusual. No?
I will say I have a beer next week to bring in, whether I win or lose. So
A beer,
Oh, nice.
okay.
Yep.
Well, let's just let Rich have it then.
I don't think I'm anywhere close on this answer anyway. I was going to change it, and I was like, I don't even care because I have really no clue on this trivia.
It's gonna be like 1962.
1960.
Here it is on the screen right now. Plus or minus 1 year. In
be.
which season in the NFL was the first to have 6 wild card teams in the playoffs?
Give Jim a trivia book, and this is what happened.
This one I thought was a little tough, although I will say interesting. Okay. Dami says 1989. 1989. Wasn't alive yet. Going back. 1989. D-Dub says 1991.
We were close. I almost said
I
1990.
was thinking I was going to change my answer to 90. So,
That's what my original answer was.
but I didn't. So
Richie says 1970.
I don't know. I think the Lions, when they beat the Cowboys, they had a bye, and maybe
went right to the championship.
Washington had a bye. So
Right.
they beat the Cowboys in the second round,
The
and
Cowboys
the
beat
Bears and the Cowboys. And was there there'd be a third team? So 91 would be one of those instances, I think.
Yeah, for sure. It was around in 90.
So maybe it was 1990. Rich is the loser.
Correct answer was 1990.
I almost hit a dead on.
Wow.
Almost had a dead on. I
It's
changed
perfect.
my answer.
It's perfect because Rich already has the beer.
And we got plus and minus
that
one,
worked
so
out
we
really
both
good.
win.
I was
Yeah,
going
you
to
guys
change
both
it to
won.
19.
Rich is
I
a sole
can't even
loser.
believe it. That's crazy.
I
Yeah, that
changed
was
it
great.
from 90 to 89.
Well, that's okay. You were plus or minus 1.
Yeah,
You
I
and
know.
you and Dubs both got that right. I was a little surprised there.
awesome.
Yeah, that was great. All right, so Richie's buying the beer next week, which is great because he already had the beer. So that's fantastic. Last thing we got to do is we do every week. We got some shout outs. Richie, any shout outs?
Shout out Lions. Nice job this weekend. It's nice to not have to worry about them playing this week. Just get to sit back and enjoy all the football. And that's about it.
That's fine. All right, Dami.
Yeah, I'll do Rich one better. Shout out Miss Sheila Ford Hamp for
Oh,
putting the
shout
right
out,
people
yeah.
in place.
Right.
Shout out JB, Big B, and Big Lou for tuning in tonight.
Yeah.
Big Lou.
We
He's only on
appreciate
number
that,
2.
guys.
Big Lou.
Dub.
Shout out to my boy. He had a nice game tonight.
Yeah, all right, Holden.
There you go.
Yeah.
They
4 points.
They
He
win.
had 4 points. They lost. They got slaughtered.
Really? They haven't won yet.
But he was 1 for 2 from 3,
Nice.
and he missed a free throw. So maybe I shouldn't be shouting him out. It's
It's all right, though.
1 from 2 for the line.
You should stick to basketball. A little more basketball, a little less bowling. Bowling, not his thing. But I was happy he didn't injure himself because I was worried
Well,
about
hold
that.
on a second. What did Daryl bowl last week? Because
We did not bowl. We drank beer instead.
What?
Bowling, yeah.
Big party foul, though. Jim didn't even finish the beer that we bought.
There was a last
I've never
minute
seen
decision.
him not finish a pitcher.
What is a pitcher of Miller Lite or something?
Well, we had Bud Light. We had Two-Hearted
Two-Hearted,
Ale.
Yeah. That was
What
good,
else?
though. I enjoyed that. Yeah, thanks for the beer.
I actually got another shout out too.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I just thought of this one. Shout
That's
out
okay. Happens to me all the
to
time.
Two Tones for choking in the championship, and to shout out to you three
Oh, yeah.
For-
you guys got to settle up tonight, by the way.
for choking all season.
Yeah, well, you're welcome. Congratulations on the
Except for the one-time
victory.
barrel
It was
baby.
a
Hey.
victory.
Back from last
Two
week.
champs right here.
Yeah.
Championship row.
Back to well, I
Exactly.
would say back to back, but it's two different people. It doesn't make any sense.
Maybe I should have been on the couch. This should be in like the championship couch.
The championship couch.
Yeah, Daryl, you gotta for the last 2 minutes go over to that side.
Yeah, you're the only one here that hasn't won a
You can go right on the
championship.
floor.
We're probably gonna want some
No,
pictures
not
of you
in our
on
league.
me.
I know I won the
Sign 'em.
original one
Hang 'em
back
up
in
or-
the day.
The original
And then I
league.
won the first year that we were here.
Oh, did you?
Next to, when was that? The old office.
Oh, way back over there. Yeah,
The
next
old
door.
studio.
Yeah, the old studio.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
That doesn't count.
Who
That was
do
the
I
year
got?
that we had
I got two.
everybody was playing in the mock draft.
Oh, remember that? Yeah, yeah.
2020
Snoop.
or
And by the
something.
way, that's who I'm shouting out to. I'm shooting Snoop out. Shout out. Wasn't in the chat because his father-in-law passed away yesterday. So our thoughts are certainly with Snoop and peppermint patty cake.
Nothing funny about that.
No,
Jimmy.
nothing funny about that. Peppermint Patty, her dad passed. So definitely thinking about you guys. Well, hopefully you'll be back in the chat next week. Also to all the new chattors that we've seen. Oh, wait, we got a remote shout out from Realtor Lauren.
Remote? Where's
Yeah,
why
remote
is she
shout
remote?
Well, she's in the chat shouting out.
Oh,
so that's
okay.
she says shout out to Rachel's first volleyball tournament this weekend.
I actually was thinking about it, but I was like, yeah, it's not worth a shout out.
That one's not quite up to par, but that's okay. That was a good idea,
Well,
Realtor.
I appreciate that. Nice.
What else? Mrs. Midwest. I'm gonna give her a shout out. She had her first modeling gig today. She was a
Hand model?
no. She had her face blasted
model.
with some shit. And she goes to a med spa. And they, they
It's like what they
shit.
do at Murphy's, where
face.
they like test makeup.
I don't know if that's his makeup testing. Hopefully not. But anyway, it was
Blasted?
streamed live on Instagram.
Wow.
And so she got to do that today. So congratulations to her. And then also Gagu, who I hear, Gagu, if you're listening, I hear that you are studying up on bourbon because she wants to be in the chat. Maybe hopefully you have to learn how to use the chat. But if you learn how to do that, she's trying to learn about bourbon.
I heard
join
she's
us.
mad at me, and I'm sorry. Gagu.
Mad at you for for not helping your poor wife out with the bat.
Hey, I got a responsibility to the
Whatever
show
happened to
here.
that? What's the conclusion? What the bat?
One dead bat.
Who got it out of the house?
She was getting it out when we were here.
And
Were you
now
here
everybody
last
has
week?
COVID.
No, I thought your daughter was crying that she wanted you to come home to get the bat out of the house.
No, they're not crying for me. Nobody cares about me over there.
And I had no idea the history with bats that Ethel
Bats.
had. This is insane. We'll talk about this maybe next week. But there was a lot more to that story.
Before you end your
Oh,
shout
really?
outs, you're wearing a BetMGM hat.
I
but
am, yeah.
You got to shout out Golden Nugget for your jersey.
That's true. Yes, Golden Nugget sent me this jersey as a olive branch, if you will,
No.
for how they did me dirty.
They did?
They did me dirty back.
I know they did you dirty. It's from Golden Nugget
It was
for
under
real?
under the Christmas tree. It said from Golden Nugget.
Oh,
To
wow.
Mr. Mid.
yeah, it's
just
Mr.
great.
Midwest. So yeah, that's a pretty fresh jersey. Pretty
is.
fresh.
I like the
I'm
hat,
pulling
too.
for the Ravens.
Is that
This
real
hat's
velvet?
courtesy of neighbor Stacy. I think it's real velvet. Yeah.
Oh, I thought, what's his name? That who's their Jamie Foxx man sent that to you.
Oh no, I don't think
He didn't hand it to you while he was wearing his tux.
No, he did not. He did not. This is actually, I think this might have been from Dom. I don't know.
I think it was probably from T-Pain, actually.
It might have been T-Pain.
Instead of buy you a drink, he bought you a jersey.
Oh, I got some auto.
Wasn't T-Pain one of the 4 West Coast rappers we saw in after New Year's Day when it was like 1 o'clock? Was it
Maybe.
T-Pain? Who else was it? Ja Rule?
Ja Rule.
That was at Firefest.
Oh, you didn't go to Firefest, did you?
Maybe.
There wasn't anybody there if you went.
Chainsmokers?
Maybe.
No,
Yeah.
he did.
Why?
Chainsmokers. Wasn't there a big? That was a big to do, right?
Oh,
the
there's
guy
two
was selling.
documentaries, if
Yeah,
that's
the
what
guy
you
was
mean.
selling.
I think
tickets.
people actually did get there because they were. Remember they had like
Right,
the
they
little.
did.
They had the little bubbles set up for their
Right.
houses.
They got there. There's just nothing else there.
Yeah, they had little
besides them.
stacks. Yeah.
Yeah. But let's do this again next week. Oh, and thanks, of course. Hold on, shout out real quick.
Shout out.
Thank you to Big D, to my oldest boy, for being here tonight. Yeah. It's always a pleasure to see you.
It was a good time when you were here.
Yeah, always a good time. Very knowledgeable about the Lions things in particular. Yeah, we'll settle up on that, and we will see you guys next Thursday,
see you, everybody.
7 p.m. We'll see you then.